Thursday. You know what time it is. Between 7 and 9, it's the LOL show here on WJYN 98.5. That's Uptown Radio. You can hear us multiple ways. Right now, you can see us on YouTube at WJYN 98.5. You can check us on Uptown Radio, WJYN 98.5 FM. You know, get in your car, your kids get on your nerves, you want to get away from them, just get on the car and turn it on. You can ask Alexa, be like, yo, Alexa, turn to WJYN 98.5 Uptown Radio. She'll do it. You know, you one of those hand-free type people. Or you can just go to uptownphillyradio.org. You know what I'm saying? It's uptownradiophilly.org, right? That's it. That's what you do. Go there. You want to do whatever you want. There's multiple ways to stream. There's no reason why you shouldn't. My lovely co-host is a tad bit late, so you know we just chilling and you know how's everybody week? You know what I'm saying? We got an engineer, so we gonna probably chop it up. You know what I'm saying? How you been, man?
I've been good, man. Like I told you before the show, man, just been binge watching One Piece.
And I'm the one who told him why. He got other people that co-signed it and told him to do it. How you doing, mamas? He had other people telling him to do it, but you know sometimes when you get that third and fourth co-sign, it's like, all right, I'm really check it out. And how many weeks? Where you at? What episode are you on?
Well, 3 weeks ago I was at Skypiea, so that was around like episode 160. So yeah. I'm at episode 355 now. I'm in the middle of Thriller Bark, so I watched nearly close to 200 episodes within a 3 week span.
Listen, this is what I'm telling you. One Piece is the #1 anime. There's a lot of stuff out there that's dope. I rock with a lot of anime, but One Piece is the best. There's nothing better than One Piece. You gotta check it if you like anime. That's me. That's what I do. I got my opinion on that. You know what I'm saying? Like Shay isn't here. We got our guest is here. Our guest is here before the co-host. You know what I'm saying?
Stop laughing at her like that.
That's my people. There's nothing but love for Shay. You know what I'm saying? She Puerto Rican, ain't black. She's supposed to be here on time.
Actually, no. CP time. She got total conflict.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, come on in. I know my butt ain't that big, but I'm just saying. Thank you.
I was just trying to be comfortable. Oh man, how are you doing today?
I'm fantastic.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
How was your week? That's what I want to know, how everybody's week was. You know, my week was pretty good. I did a lot of not working but getting paid for it. You know, you ever get those sweet weeks at work when you ain't got to do that much work and you just still get that money?
Yeah.
That's how my week was.
Yeah, who doesn't like that?
Yeah, I hate work.
Yeah, my week was good. Connected with some people. Got a couple gigs coming up.
Mm-hmm.
So had a meeting with my team and some of the people that support me and all of that good stuff. So you know, the work that goes on is not just on social media. That's not on social media. You know what I mean?
I don't want to get in trouble.
And I'm not. And it's been a while since I lived by my phone, so I don't put everything that I'm doing, because sometimes I forget, and it's the meeting's over. You're like, oh, I was supposed to talk about this. And that's what happens with me sometimes with the social media. So I don't post everything that I do. It's like a forced habit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not one of those. I hate technology, and it's weird because I work with it. You know what I'm saying? It's part of my everyday life. But I'm one of them people, I'd rather. I can't get on Facebook. I don't put my kids on Facebook. Mm-hmm. I don't trust that. I hate when a friend of mine put his daughter up and she turned 19. To me, that signifies my daughter's in the game. You know what I'm saying?
I guess. I mean, that is definitely a way to look at it.
I'm just saying, to feel like, like the dog trap, and they put that little rabbit on that thing. That's what I feel like when I put pictures up on my daughter. It's like, all right, now all you dogs can chase her because she's in the game. But I don't do that with my son or my daughter. It's kind of. I
don't think it depends on how you put your child up there. But I mean, if you're putting them up there and just saying, "Hey, me and my kids, we out playing soccer," it's just capturing a family moment. But it depends on what your brand is. It depends on what you want to talk about. There's some people that don't talk about their kids. There's some people that incorporate everything, every parts of their life on social media.
Yeah, they can't help it.
Sometimes people just want to be genuine or authentic. It means something different to everybody. So I don't like to categorize people, and I don't want to say that they are this type of person or this way or that way. It's just what it is. Until you ask them and find out really what it's about, you never know.
It always wears me out when people put their kids up for their birthday, right? Say happy birthday to little man, right? Are they telling little man they got a lot of likes? You get what I'm saying?
No, I get it.
Is it more for them, or is it like, Dad, did you get my PlayStation? No, but I did get you 150 likes on Facebook. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, son, I can't afford a PlayStation, but I can post you, and you're gonna go viral. Like, you know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, it's kind of, like I said, like that kind of stuff wears me out. You know, it's like, and I watched this show. I watched this show recently called The Social Dilemma.
Yeah, I did watch that movie myself, and it actually was interesting. But those are things I kind of already knew anyway, because I get into all of that type of stuff. So I never take anything for face value. And if something is making me feel something, you have to realize sometimes all media, I won't say all media, but a big chunk of it now is really very opinionated and biased.
Gotcha.
And you have to realize, why am I feeling this way? Why do I really not like something, or why am I only thinking this way? Why am I not being open? So you just have to ask yourself questions sometimes, because I think a lot of us are being led. I think, and everybody's affected by media. Everybody's affected by media now, whether it's social media, TV, FM radio.
Shout out to FM radio.
Right, exactly. Because
we the media that should be affected. Any media affects you should be us.
Yes, well, at least
they're at WJYN 98.
Yes, at least as far as my show is concerned, I know that I'm positive, and I'm always about asking questions, always asking why, and just make sure that you just don't take things for face value. And when you do make a decision, know why you're making that decision. Don't let your decision be based off because my homie said, or I feel like. Or no, I want to know the facts and the reasons why. Well, why? Yeah, why? You know, especially now in this political climate, a lot of people are really, truly emotional. And when they can't win the argument, because I'm coming back, I'm like, this is X, Y, Z. Mm-hmm. You can't win the argument.
Wait a minute.
Oh, she got blah blah.
Hey, oh my goodness! The legs, not only is she back, but her legs are back. Okay.
But okay, I got a little good question going on. I ain't out here like this anymore.
You twisted your ankle or something?
Okay, I wish I did. I would have took that.
No.
She had a accident.
I tore on this just a little.
You had a accident.
I had a accident.
Yeah,
sex took me to the ER, child. These ain't jokes.
You can turn that one right there for you. Mm-hmm. Or this one. Here you go, Mama. I'm sorry. Here you go. That's cool. My phone wasn't doing that. So, why are we late?
Oh, because I worked today. I went back to work today.
Oh, okay.
Uh-oh.
Can we save it for the radio?
We on the radio.
Oh, we on the radio, y'all?
Yeah, we on the radio.
Oh, we are?
We've been on the radio for
7 minutes. Oh, that's so big.
Yeah.
This is big. Somebody got a big
Where you going?
Me?
Yeah.
I don't know.
You going on a date? Not a man date. You gussy up like you going.
I'm not going on
I know she got the lipstick on and
everything.
I know she's all cute.
You said I put my hair on. I was like, I put my hair on. Thinking about something. Nah, yo, what's up? It's your girl, Comedian Shay Salsa. Y'all just got here, yo. So, what was your question again?
Where you going after this?
That was before, no, the one before that. Don't worry about it, sweetheart. Where you going? You looking all spiffy.
My homies is supposed to hang out. You know what I'm saying? If they hang out, I'm hang out with them.
Oh, okay. But y'all far though.
Yeah, West ain't no joke.
You know, I don't play with West.
Then you gotta get back to the crib. That's what you want to do.
That's
why I hate going out. I hate going out. You gotta get back to the house.
What the heck was I saying? I don't know.
You were talking about how happy your leg is.
Oh
back.
yeah, I went back. I went to work today. Well, I was like doing like, you know, just like office stuff. You know what I mean? Light work stuff, because I really can't be lifting like no heavy stuff. But I mean, and then I got home and I took a painkiller for the first time, and I took the whole thing and I went to sleep.
Yeah.
I was rocked. I was like, I got off at like 11 and woke up at like 5, and I was like, oh my god, I gotta go to the radio.
What you take?
Vicodin. They gave me Vicodin, yeah.
I'm glad I never had a Vicodin. The most I ever had was Perks.
I mean, I never take pain pills anyway, but because I was on my feet so much all day today, and I was like, you know what, I can't do it. I was like, you know, I'm gonna be a little pumped today because I really laughed most of this pain away, so I'm pretty cool.
Yeah. Well, I mean, listen, they ain't weakness. That's what the doctor gave you. They gave you pain medicine for the pain. You ain't taking it for the chill.
No,
You know what
I don't really like taking.
You ain't outside like this.
Yeah, that part. That part. So yeah,
it's like heroin, boy.
I ain't doing all that.
Play. So you can't. So how was your week?
My week was great.
Yeah.
No.
She came in and looked like.
My week was I've been in bed since. I just been in bed resting, really like taking care of my leg and doing what I have to do for my leg because I really need to get back to work because I don't like asking anyone for anything.
I got you.
So I was like, I can't, and I begged my doctor to like let me go back to work. I was like, please, like light duty, something, anything, because I cannot sit at home anymore. Yeah. And then like they gave me like at home exercises to do, which I love.
The range of motion.
Yeah, like everything. And then like I started physical therapy, and I was like, okay.
How long have you been hurt?
For now it's been like 2 full weeks, but like I know that I'm like stretching it. But if I like step on something wrong, if I move too fast, I can like really mess up my leg for like the rest of my life. Nice. So I have to like really be careful at night. I still gotta put like this thing on. Right now I have a compression sleeve on, which is pretty good. Like I could walk and stuff. I'm happy. I could like bend my legs when I walk up the steps. You guys don't understand how important your legs are to you, yo, until you mess your legs up.
Your whole body is
like I mean everything is really important, but like if you a person that don't depend on nobody. Don't ask nobody for anything. And you're always like on a moving groove. But I think I needed this break anyway. So like whatever happened was meant to happen when it happened. And then it was meant to show me a lot of things. So I also learned a lot of things in the last 2 weeks, which I'm like, you know what? And I on purpose didn't hit people up. You know what I mean? Yeah, on purpose. Like no one. Like a few folks. And they are very little. And I was like, wow. You know what I mean? I was like, you know, and it's not that I want you to hit me up, but like, shout out to Sam Simonville, because Sam brought me like coffee the other day. Like he just hit me up out of nowhere. He was like, what are you doing? And I was like, I'm home. And he was like, oh, you want anything? And I was like, you know what? Bring some coffee. Like
I noticed a lot of y'all comics live out in the northeast to Germantown area for some reason.
I don't know where a lot of people live.
90% of y'all live out that way. Roosevelt Boulevard.
Like I know that me, Sam Simonville, we live close to each other.
Jack lives
down the other way.
He don't live too far. He live like 10, 15.
Like 10, 15 minutes in a car, yeah. And then like Mike lives further up. Mike lives like Fern Rock area.
Well, Fern Rock.
Denny Lai lives like Alany.
Yeah, he lives Roosevelt Boulevard. Mel Harris lives around that way.
I don't know where Mel Harris lives.
That's what I'm saying.
Cherise Drake Lund is of Germantown.
I think I picked him up one time. I was doing like 4 years ago.
Oh, no, he used to be out west.
I think
so. He moved out northeast.
Oh no, it was Malcolm. I don't know.
Malcolm Hill?
Malcolm Hill might be out west.
I don't know. I don't know where it is.
Yeah, I don't know. I know a majority of comics live this area and like out here.
Yeah. And then like it's a lot of people. Like northeast. It's a lot of people.
Yeah. I mean,
I might be moving too. So.
Where you moving? Further you trying to move further up?
I'll probably be like in Bensalem or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to move from where I'm at, but I want to keep that apartment as well. So when I do come down, and if like I have like things to do in the rock, I could just like crash there or whatever, instead of going all the way back up. So.
Is it fiscally feasible?
Yes.
I'm trying to use big words.
Yes, it is.
I don't know what I just said.
It's
Hopefully
okay.
it was right.
Use it in the right context.
Come on, you fiscally, you know what I'm saying?
You fiscally right.
Fiscally right.
You meant physically? No.
Bensalem, though.
Bensalem, or like further out.
Yeah.
I'm ready to go back to York, Pennsylvania, and just chill there.
You might as well move to Chambersburg.
I love that areas over there. I love like that area over there, so I don't mind it. Like I would love to go back. I feel like I can live in a house as big as like probably your house in York, PA for the price that I'm paying in my apartment.
Yeah.
And I'm saying here paying for this much for a 1-bedroom apartment, and we all squished in there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, not really. It's just me and my little daughter now. It's the Lord Jesus. Everybody went home.
Everybody went home. They got tired of it. Or you got tired of them.
Well,
Which
I
way?
mean,
Which
both.
way was it?
It worked both ways. They got tired and I got tired. You know what I mean? And then it's like now it's peaceful. Now everything's where it belongs or whatever. But I mean, I love having them. But give me a break. You know what I mean? But I take enough breaks. I feel like.
I think if you're a parent, you don't always like your kids, and that's okay.
Yes,
You want
I
some
tell.
space,
The bad thing is sometimes I tell them.
Yeah.
Is that bad? Have we
Are y'all
introduced
still
our guests?
here?
Have we introduced our guests?
Not yet. We talked.
Okay.
We were talking. We were going to introduce you, but I just want to know how your week was.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But sometimes you be like, are y'all still here? Like,
I say it.
yeah, like
I don't
y'all
think
don't want
it.
to go nowhere. Like
I'm like, y'all don't have no friends. Y'all got nowhere you can spend the night.
my son's grandma who recently passed away. She used to call and be like, y'all don't miss y'all kids? Like, no. Like, no, I don't. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm a full-time father, so at the end of the day, if they're not here, they're with you. I'm cool.
I'm good. I don't have to call. You'll call me and something right wrong, like an emergency.
One day she
That's
called.
how I
One day she called. Instead of, like, I'd rather you be real. Like, look, come get your kids.
feel. Mm-hmm.
I'm tired of them because you know how you get tired of them.
Yeah.
I'm tired of them too.
Exactly.
She called like, you don't want to check on your kids? I'm like, check on them.
Check.
They're with
I have
you.
them all the time, and then they refuse,
They're with
so
you.
I
If
know where they're at.
If I gotta check on my kids when they're with you, they won't.
That's
be
a
with you.
problem.
Right.
They will never be with you. Like one of my peoples who aren't on the up and up, my kids never go to their house unsupervised. It's not like, oh, you're gonna go stay with this. No, you'll never stay with that person because I don't trust that person.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? I ain't put my kids in harm's way. I'm breaking out all the windows in my car to get my kid out.
Well, then maybe your baby mom is trying to get you to talk to her. That
So
sound
who?
like a. Why
Wait,
you
your
don't check
baby
on
mom?
Yeah,
Called you?
yeah. It was like, why you don't check on your
You
kids?
gotta call her.
Well,
Right?
no, his grandma would do that.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
All
Good.
right. I thought it was the baby mom. Like, why you don't check it?
You on the LOL show? Who is this? We can't hear you. Who is this?
Hello.
Oh, we heard you.
Sorry.
I
Well,
heard.
listen, call back. We were really, that was a really good conversation we had in
And
those seconds.
yeah, like my kids, I know my kids are okay because they only call me when they need something. They don't call me just at random to say, hey mom, how you doing? Like if they weren't at my house, they would have never knew like my leg was messed up
Yeah.
until I came to the radio
Mm-hmm.
because they sometimes pop in on whatever. And they would have never knew. And it would have took them at least that first week to say like, yo mom, what happened?
Yeah.
But they would have had to see me here with like whatever.
They're like they don't care about you. You just a bank.
Well,
That happened
yeah,
to bring
it's just-
them.
It's
bring them
taken.
into the
It's
universe.
being taken for granted. You know.
That's
all.
what it is. Yeah. And it's like sometimes I'm like, dang, like y'all could just ask me like how I'm doing. Like,
We see you every day, mom. You're obviously alive. You're fine. Bye.
yeah, like when I was like struggling, right before like I got like them to visit like all the time and stuff, like they would come to me like, mom, you don't got nothing in your fridge. I'm like, I don't need nothing.
I don't need it. I'm good.
It's just me.
Yeah, exactly.
And I work at a restaurant.
Yeah.
So I eat over there and I come home, I might bring something home, I eat it up, and then I work a double shift tomorrow.
My kids suck so much. They gave me a birthday card asking for money.
What?
It was my birthday. They gave me a card. It was like, Dad, we love you. P.S. Can we borrow some money? I was like, what? A little blue.
I don't expect
For your
any gifts.
birthday?
For my birthday.
At least they put
They
it in
don't care. They don't care.
I do get a Mother's Day gift. And still he does it, even though we're not together, and he's done it forever. And I kind of like it. Is my ex-husband? Well, he's not my ex-husband yet. Whatever. My separated husband, and I say that's a new term now. My separated husband, and like he goes with the kids, and he gets me a Mother's Day gift. Like he gets me gifts, like chocolate. Or whatever.
Yeah, I'm not at that level with my ex right now. I don't want to get her nothing.
That's fine.
I could tell her. I got a story to tell about that, but I'll probably wait till later to talk about that. But we spend enough time talking.
Yes, we did.
We have to introduce our guests.
Yeah.
I know. I met you before.
Yes.
I didn't know, but you were here. You were already on the show then.
Yeah.
This
Yes.
is your second time on the show.
That was her
That was
first
the first time all of
On
you
the
guys
radio.
were meeting me.
Yes.
And I missed you guys. I was trying to study the board, but I didn't get any training, so I just ended up being on the show.
And it was and we had the best night ever.
Y'all went
And we had the best night.
No,
Oh my God.
exactly. And then Big Cuz was like, why was you on the show? I'm like, dude, like I'm a boss. Like, of course they're gonna ask me to say something.
Yeah, I get it. We're gonna ask you again. Shay,
Yes.
you have to introduce our guest.
All right, y'all. So yeah, guys, you know this is my girl right here. Like I don't know why, but since the first time I met her, we just had a thing. Like she sat over there, and we just looked at each other, and we just knew that it was going to be a
Two
great.
bosses in the room.
But it wasn't like cocky bosses. Like it wasn't like.
I see you doing
this. It wasn't like that. It was more like, yeah.
Y'all were vibing.
Okay.
Like the vibes was so. You were here. Like everything was
a magical moment.
Everything was really.
It was the energy.
Bubbling
It was
nicely.
Namyo Renge-kyo. That's what was going on up in here. But give it up for my girl, Purchase Sound in the building.
Hello, thank you. My name is Purchase Sound, and you can catch me on all social media sites: Purchase Sound Instagram, Purchase Sound Facebook, and Purchase Sound Twitter.
Yeah.
And the other music sites. What am
But yeah, so what made you get into radio, and how long have you been doing it?
So I started out as a singer, then a promoter, and then doing things around the city. And I actually did the blog talk thing. So I've been in and out of radio for a while, and I just use that as another tool as far as the different things that I do. And so I got back into radio because I had heard about this when it first started, as far as Uptown Radio. But at that time, I didn't feel like it was the place for me. And then probably about a year or so later, I was thinking about it, but then I was like, no, I'm going to move. So then I probably was going out of Philly for about 2 years. Anyway, came back, and I was like, yo, I got to do something while I'm here. And I reached out and basically set up the my show. But it was right before the pandemic, and the rest is history as far as that's concerned. So I basically did some pre-records, and then I was having issues with some of that. So that's why, because we actually did it, and I didn't forget about it.
Right.
It's just, So and so I'm just gonna probably just invite you to my show too. We'll just do it again. Because honestly, we were probably cursing so much, and it was 3 hours worth of talking. So it was like, So that was a nice long interview. But maybe like a live stream, because I think we'd be able to let loose a little bit more instead of being on Facebook. But that's neither here nor there. Either way, so so I got back into radio. I think that with people like us in this day and age, and still especially when you're independent or on the grind or whatever you want to call it, when you're working, anybody will tell you, some people that have been in the industry for years, I say you at least need 5 streams of income or some way to be out here. Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm. And I don't look at it as me getting into radio. I think that this is just another extension of what I do by being that I already sing and I'm in music and you promote. So it's just something else within your platform and brand that you're using. So it's just an extension to me. Yeah.
Okay. I like that. Mm-hmm. I like that. It's
the name of the show was Purchase Sound, right?
Yeah, I just made sure I was like Purchase Sound Show. I had another one that was called Mix of the Elements. Mm-hmm. I probably had 2 other, and then I did 2 other internet shows with other people. I probably co-host with other people. I can't think of the names of the shows. It was just like in and out. It wasn't anything. I was just trying to keep my hands in something when something else is lagging. You just got to keep it moving in that way.
Heck yeah. Absolutely. Trust me.
The name Purchase Sounds, what is the show about?
And Purchase Sound, no SP.
Okay, Purchase Sound.
Okay.
With a C, not an S.
Yeah, people do
like
that.
Remy.
Oh my goodness.
With an I,
not
Sorry. No, it's cool. A lot of people do it. It's so funny. I remember, especially back in the day, right? So I had, my name was Marquetta Love. And then I had Purchase Sound in the middle, just so you would know that this was my regular Facebook page. Mm-hmm. Anyway, people would actually introduce me on stage as Marquetta Purchase Sound Love. I'm like, are you serious? Like, that's not my Purchase Sound, but whatever. So that's why I had to take that away. And still today, some people even that I know, like I just did a hook with a dude. He put it up for promotion and still put Purchase Sound. It's like, dude, how long have you known me? You look at my name all the time. I never had an S behind it. I don't even get upset with people like that. Like, if you just meet me, I don't get upset. But like, if you know me for a while, you still put sounds on it. But whatever.
Yeah, like they still call me Sheila. I'm like, come on,
exactly right.
I think sometimes, especially when you typing it in, it's autocorrect.
No,
when I was on a flyer, you did that. You made it.
When you're on the flyer, you check it out. Like when I made our flyer, and stuff. Like when I make our videos, like I was like, is the number 267? Is it 267 or 215?
Sometimes I still be trying to check it to be like, is
And
this
it was 26, and I put 267, and I saw it before here.
Yeah.
Because I don't really have to do much with the Jones with the thing I'm using now.
Yeah.
I just go in and add who the artist is, and then just take that artist and whoever's next is goes on. You know what I mean? So I can go back and change the number, but I didn't do that this time, and I was like, man, I already put it out there. It's already out there, so I'm not doing all that going back. And then like that phone my daughter has.
Yeah.
And then I have this one, and I just haven't downloaded my editing stuff to this phone yet or whatever. So. Yeah. But anyway, I like, and it's crazy because people need to stop like messing up your name.
It's whatever. I mean, I'm not. I find it funny.
And
I
what
don't
kind of
have
music?
that big of an ego. I think sometimes that's a hindrance for me. I wish my ego was bigger.
Right.
I probably handle things a little bit differently, but and especially since people had known me for rock. I'm trying to keep this up here, but I don't think it wants to stay. So we just gonna do that. I ain't got no Rona. Just hopefully the mic don't have no Rona again.
I just think these young need a little Viagra.
Let me help
That's why they're not.
I know it's not staying up.
It's a brand new method. Put it on there somewhere, and then you put it like hanging like
Yeah,
this.
exactly.
Look,
I don't
we gonna
know.
make it work.
Can you still hear me though?
Can you hear her?
All right,
Okay,
all
there
right.
you go.
Thank you.
You're welcome, boo.
So, what was the question again?
What is the show about?
Okay, so going back to why did I get into radio? It's a way for me to talk, and people can hear how I think, what it's about. Because sometimes that social media thing, sometimes for me it's just I have to literally remember. I have to build that habit back up. And it was okay when I was like kind of more of a socialite in Philly, where I was just out at every event.
Right.
So I'm dressed up, But you be at home, I don't be thinking about that. I literally have to think about, okay, so I'm gonna get on this thing. Okay, what am I gonna say? And I try to make it natural, but for me, it's just not natural.
Right.
So, and that was part of with got together some of my supporters and my team. It was like, you gotta do that. I was like, all right. So I'm working on it, at least being more candid. Other than that, yes. So Persia Sound Extension, I got into radio, and so it's a way for me to talk. And what is my show about? My show is basically kind of more like a Joe Rogan situation. So I don't know if you watch the Rogan experience.
Yes.
It's just me, some people that I know right now, just starting within my immediate circle of people I've known for years.
Yes.
And we just get on, talk about what they got going on, promote them, and the current events of the day, whether it be politics, entertainment. More right now for me is more geared to politics. So I try to warn them because I'm just kind of obsessed with this because I'm looking at so much. And then when I talk to my people, the only thing I ask, as I was stating before you got here, was just do your research. Just know why. Because the thing is,
I don't speak politics.
I know.
No, you can't talk politics with me. Not saying you, but it's a hard conversation.
It's a hard conversation. I just listen.
Yeah, and we
can talk it all day.
No, and it's fine because I know you guys see for me, and I don't really say my viewpoint. Only thing I just say is just know why, and that's the only thing that I ask when I talk to people. But most people, and it's a shame, and we are very emotional, and they'll just be like, I like the way you talk, or this person is this, or did you see what they did back in the day, and I'm like, okay, so you got to take some things into context, and I think I've known this for years, and they told me this even before I started traveling. So a prime example, when I went to London, this was like, I don't know, maybe like 12 some odd years ago, and I went with a buddy of mine. And I was over there, and it was so crazy. I was watching their television, and it looked like it was a PBS station on every station, literally.
Right.
Now, also another thing, they have to pay for that too, which is insane that they have to pay. But neither here nor there. Everything that they showed on there was pretty much smart. The only thing they showed that was fairly brainless was the show that was called, I think it was called Fame to Bollywood or Road to Bollywood, something like that. And luckily it was like a binge at the whole season. So luckily I saw the whole season from beginning to end. That was one of the days I just sat in the hotel just watching it. And it was pretty cool. And you actually were learning something. They always gave you a message or some type of like world theme, or it was always something that just kept you somewhat awake and conscious in everything I watched. Everything keeps you sleepier. So I'm watching that. This to finish the show. It was so crazy. So these girls, the three main girls that made it to the end was like a white girl, and they kept complaining that they liked the fact that she was white because that whole caste system thing, but they kept complaining that she was too skinny. Then he had a heavy set Indian chick who had the right tone, but they kept complaining that she was too heavy. Then he had a dark skin, which was amazing. That's why I think the universe tries to speak to me, because those three issues, which are main issues throughout global and many different aspects. Anyway, then he had the third girl who I thought was the prettiest, but she was she was too dark, and she was from South African Indian. She probably was mixed up with just too much sun or whatever the case is. Either way, those three issues were the main issues that they kept beating them up about. I'm too dark, I'm too big, I'm too skinny. Anyway, they get all the way to the end after they do all of this stuff. Every week is a whole thing. You win, the challenge, you win, you challenge, you win. They get in front of this guru guy, and he's sitting there, and he's like, tells this long speech or whatever. He doesn't know these girls from a can of paint. Right. He really can't choose. Let's be real. So at the end of it, he's like, hey, if you feel like you're the winner, stand up. In so many words. Obviously said it like a guru. Right, yeah. And the girls are sitting there like, what? We wait, because we did like 12 challenges to win, and here you are telling me to stand up. Anyway, the big girl stuff said, I'm a winner. They looked at each other like, whoa! It had me on the floor. I love it. It had me on the floor. But the message of it was like so insane. Exactly. Yeah, it's about how you feel. It doesn't matter about anything else. And so it was crazy to sit up there and just watch that show. And just see their country and what they're feeding them, because you don't understand how powerful media is with propaganda and rhetoric and all of the a lot of studies, and all this starts from Nazi. And the reason why, and parts of that too, I went to school for communication, so we had to study a little, it was only a little blurb or whatever. Right. But watching that, and then when you see what the Chinese are doing, and then when you see, they had announced probably like last year sometime, because mind you, I was still in my own world, but I always still try to listen to NPR. And I'm gonna tell you right now, the articles that are not in audio on the app are pretty much the best audios and what's really going on. You start talking about, I go on for days with this.
Listen, that's what you're here for.
So
you only got 2 hours.
I know. So, but I'm gonna try to stick to the point, because I'm good on going tangents. That's why I always have to kind of bring myself back, because I'll be talking. But yeah, just watching how with China. So anyway, they made an announcement one time. It was on like NPR or BBC or something like that, where they said, we want to give 1 million Africans televisions. Okay, so these people need running water, some more electric.
But why
people stop invading here. People just stop invading their countries, taking the minerals. No, but you want to give. Why would you want to give television?
So they can push the media.
Exactly. So that now they can sit up here and program these people. Yeah. If you understand the war that was going on when back in the day, and I had known about this,
Not with apartheid. You're not talking about.
No, well, the thing with Hong Kong, because that's a big thing that's going on now. Yeah. And if you just watch the president, I would tell anybody, if you don't do nothing else, because this is really what's going on. If you watch the president's UN speeches, you will know what's going on. The problem is because America is not global, and because the only thing we know is about what's in front of us, which is what they've been feeding us, which is black and white. I was in an Uber the other day with an actor. He was like, yes. He's like, the media lies to you all the time. He said, give me your number. I need to talk to you. You just said so much. You said, as soon as you got in this car, we should have been talking. It's scary to me, because you don't want it to be real, but it's like, I'm watching this from FBI agents. I'm watching this from Trump. I'm watching him literally tell China, yo, we want to see how you're going to handle Hong Kong. We want to see if you're going to be peaceful people. We want to see, like, this is why we put the tariffs and stuff on. And then even Puma, even Democrats was saying, they was like, our supply chain is messed up. You don't understand. And when people don't understand how people will slowly work to get power, and that's what they were doing. And that's how they had gained power. That if we didn't get out of this, I don't know. And so, and then oh my God, it's so much spinning in my head right now. So y'all just ask me a question.
She is way.
I'm serious.
She said it though. She's very passionate, and I love it. And and it's educating. It's like, I'm like, what? Oh, what?
I think the weirdest thing, I was talking to somebody recently. We talked about how, in a lot of people's opinion, the presidency is a farce, right?
Well, here's okay. And that's the thing, really, because he manages the country. That's really what the president does, and the executive orders and all this kind of crap. But what it really boils down to is what we have to focus on is the Senate, the Congress, your state reps. Those are the people that make the decisions when it comes to your unemployment and all these other different issues that we have. Those are the people that we have to pay attention to. The president obviously is nationwide, and that's why it gets so much attention, but that's not really the person that handles what we handle. Like, I had to have a discussion with somebody who's like, talking about the police, this, and I want to know about my work. I said, he's not even a person that don't even, he doesn't even.
There's a rapper right now that has a song.
Yup, blonde hair, right?
Yes. And he made this song, and it's good for the kids to listen to.
Yeah.
It's good. Like, for the kids, adults even. Like, if you run it, like, I gotta find out his name. But he's talking about, I think I said this before, he runs down the whole judicial system.
Yes, he does.
He does. He's like, y'all worried about this when y'all should be worried about this and this. Like, let me teach y'all. And he's just, I don't believe he cursed not once in that song. And he is delivering a message and he's teaching. You're teaching something that matters. You're like, if you really pay attention to it, you'll learn something and when you go to school, or if you're in school and you're like learning about that stuff, you're like, wait a minute. Like, he's giving you the answers, basically. They teach you this stuff in school. Like,
I was listening to Dr. Umar Johnson speak with Lord Jamar Radiga on their podcast.
mm-hmm.
And he was saying that
if the big band ain't put, sorry.
That's okay. He was saying
I don't know how you talking. You can't help to watch it. Go ahead, preacher man.
Some people aren't going to make it.
Yeah.
Right? And he said you got to leave some people behind.
You do.
And Lord Jamar had a problem with it. And I was thinking, that's only right. You know what I'm saying? Some people are so caught in the matrix that they'll be like that guy in the movie Matrix. Like, I know the steak isn't real. My mind knows the steak isn't real, but it tastes so good. And they'll do anything they have to do to stay asleep. You get what I'm saying? And it's
true, because when I talk, and it's like, I had a, well, I ain't gonna say his name, but I'm talking about you. You won't know I'm talking about you. But we would meet, and over the phone we would have discussions and stuff like that. And I've been sending him videos just so he can watch. You know, once I find another woke person, I'm like, let's go back and forth, because I'm gonna be real. The reason why I even bring up this stuff is I want you to tell me why I'm wrong. Please tell me.
What's woke?
Yeah.
Someone who doesn't just take everything as face value. Some people who are, and I know I'm walking out.
Don't take everything as face value, because we might not even hear you on the mic, but.
Don't take it as face value. Research.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And don't just do something because that's what people expect you to do. Like, if you're a black person and you vote Democratic.
Right.
You gotta say this on the mic. This is you.
I know. I got it right here.
Okay, well,
where the water was?
Right there on the table.
Somewhere around.
It should be right in front of you. So but
I always ask that because, like, people give different answers and stuff. But I thought we was always woke. Like, everybody woke.
Of course, your eyes are open, yes. You're not woke.
Not like that. I mean, like, woke, like, period. Like, yeah, your eyes are open, but, like, even woke, period, in the sense that you're saying, like, you know, you're either going to be a leader or a follower, period. Mm-hmm. And I believe that a woke person, well, I guess, would be a leader. Or somebody that
I mean, just because you're woke, you don't have to be a leader.
Not that you have to be a leader, but just you know what's going on. Let me say that. Mm-hmm. I'll say that. Like, you're aware of what's going on, and you're not letting that.
That means more individual, independent thinking, comprehensive.
Yes. That. You're not stuck in the sack.
Critical thinking.
You know what I mean? You're not stuck in it. Like, you know what I mean?
And I think that's the
So now I get okay.
Yeah, but here's the thing: there's so much misinformation now, or because we lack critical thinking. Let's be real. When I look back at my elementary years before I got to college, they didn't teach me how to think. They didn't. I don't think I had one class that taught me how to think. Everything was memorization or just lay out the yearly process of how something happened, and that was my reports.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I probably had more critical thinking in fifth grade with my book reports. No, I don't think so. I don't think I started to think. I always was a thinker.
Right.
But what I'm saying is what I was taught.
Right.
And you know, and stuff like that. But I've always been very inquisitive, and I've always asked why. Also, my grandmother kind of instilled that in me too. But
there's no stupid question, and you should always ask it. If you feel like you need to ask,
exactly,
ask it. If you want to know something, dig. Like,
look for it.
Look for it. You know what I mean? And that was me in school all the time. I used to be like, but why?
But why? Exactly.
But this book says this word in it. Why? Why can't we say it in like? Why does this? You know what I mean? Like, excuse me.
Mm-hmm.
It's so weird that.
Can you explain to me? You know, like that's it.
Technology is so smart, but we're getting dumb. Like
if you let it.
No, but it's true.
It's hard because
did you see Fahrenheit 451?
I haven't watched it. No, you talking about the one where they destroyed all the books?
Yes.
Yeah, with Michael B. Jordan.
Yes, I think that's where we're going. And even when I'm half the research, I'm like, yeah, I'm not looking in the. I'm literally looking online. And when I was going through all this with the COVID, because I actually had time to look at this stuff, I was watching every press conference. I was watching every listen. The world is shut down. This is serious.
Mm-hmm.
The world, not my city, not my block, not even my state. The world, and it's blowing up, and nobody.
But there was information about this years ago.
I know, but the thing is, nobody knows about it. When you start talking about Agenda 21, you start talking about events will want to happen, and this stuff is leading. This stuff is on FBI and UN site. This is crazy. It's so blatantly in our face, and everybody. Every time you tell somebody, that doesn't mean anything. I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? Like they literally are
look, people. If you believe, like people say, the Bible is written by a man, you know, man wrote the Bible, whatever. If it is, have you read it? It's happened.
So it's
happening.
There's an idea,
and it's not saying that it's like whatever, because some people believe in different things.
Mm-hmm.
But I say like it was. That's like I read things like books to educate myself.
Things like books.
Like I'll read the Bible like it's a book, like it's a regular book. I don't read it like
you read for scripture.
I read it,
but you shouldn't take it. You shouldn't take it literally. It's figurative, and it's a book of allegory.
Yeah, like you have to educate yourself, and then and learn and look and see, and then all of this stuff is already been said. They warned us about it. They've been saying stuff about it. There's people. I seen a press conference from back in 4 years ago. This doctor was telling people there's going to be this going on. There's going to be a pandemic virus is going to come and it's going to do this and it's going to do that.
How is this going to be? How are you pre-telling me about a surprise?
It's not a surprise because they already know what they're doing. Exactly. They know what they're doing.
But my whole thing is that with Trump in office, I think that definitely was a big disruption as far as the direction.
No, he was like, you know what, I'm letting the cat out the bag.
Hold on, no. So it's a guy that I met years ago at a bar, mind you, right?
That's so go to bars because you meet the greatest, weirdest, crazy people in bars. But go ahead.
Yes, and I was like up in North Jersey, and so me and my brother we was just talking, so then we end up collecting each other's numbers. Anyway, I didn't talk to him because obviously too far away because I was just up in the area for a minute. Anyway, he's like, oh, I came across your name. So it's probably been 3 years since I spoke to him. And so we going back and forth about all the stuff that's going on. He's totally Democrat or whatever. I'm open. I'm like, listen, if you prove to me that why it makes sense why I should vote Biden.
You Ice Cube in it right now.
Right, I'm serious. I'm like, you got to make some sense to me because right now it ain't making no sense.
I'm like, look, and November 2nd is around the corner.
Exactly.
I'm voting independent.
Yeah, well, whatever.
I'm voting anybody that's not the people I guess in whatever.
Well, no, you got Democrat, you got Republican, and there's a third party group called Independent.
I know that.
I am going to vote.
I'm going to vote, but I don't want to vote for anybody that's running right now.
That's what I'm saying. I want to because you have to vote to get other people in the office. And stuff like that. Not just the presidency.
No,
but here,
other people in the ballot.
But here's the thing.
I'm voting
because I'm like, I'm gonna use my vote and I'm gonna do independent and all this kind of other stuff. But if it's true, what Trump did at the UN, which is literally almost declaring war, this is why they come in ham on us. And you start knowing the other factions of people and the forces that are moving, you probably don't really want to throw your vote away like that. And that's where the issue comes in at. And if you could just look at the thing, like I could even send you a video. It's just like this white dude that's holding a sign. It's like, is Trump really racist?
right.
And he lays out all the stuff that Trump has done. And he just says it. He's like, well, would you like this? Or would you like that? Would you like this? Or would you like that? Wouldn't that be good if a president did that? Oh, yeah, it would be awesome if the president did that. Well, you know Trump did this, right? Oh, Trump didn't do that. No, he really did do these things.
Right.
You know what I mean? But they're not talking about it. They're literally not talking about it. So that's why you have to research. Even when the fact that they're trying to put, do you not realize that Biden literally built his career off of a racist platform?
The crime bill.
not even when you look at the people that he was around. He even fought against integrations in school because he's talking about he didn't want to have a black person next to his child or some crazy thing like that.
He knows that his crime bill made the people predators, but they don't have time to worry about
exactly.
They're predators, so we got to deal with them now, and we'll figure it out later.
Exactly. But then hold on, now you got the meth. Oh, we need to have them have a place where they can go so they can shoot up. Oh, this is because now it's hurting the mayor's kids. It's hurting the
No, it's been.
No.
It's been.
No, it has been, but if we looking at the difference between the crack epidemic and then the meth is like the crack epidemic for white people. But now you see that they're trying to help. They're helping. It's more helpful than trying to throw us in jail. Yeah, exactly. Now I will say at the time, even black people said when that happened, because the lives were so crazy, a lot of people were for that bill too. You know what I mean? They want to forget that, and I'm not going to just pin it because it was a different time. You have to always take those times into context.
Yes.
And you can't go from your own perspective and perception of what today is, because that time, the thoughts, the values, and what people were about were different.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So anyway, trying to stay on topic. But so even if you give it, because let's be real, independent's not going to win. They're just not. They're not going to win. So my whole thing is that we need to choose between the two that makes the most sense. Yes, because or just at this point it's just don't vote because you didn't already throw it away anyway.
That's how I feel. It's either I'm probably not gonna vote at all.
But either way you see but before you do that, watch Trump on his UN speeches. It's 3 hours, 3 hours of your life. Yeah, and I think that'll give, because there's no way he's going to get in front of leaders of nations and lie. Every time the media but the media lies too, and that's what you need to understand. They both do the little snippet things and put it back and forth to each other.
Oh, we got a caller. We got a
caller. This little joint. What's up, y'all on the LOL show? Who is this? Sound like you just blew a bubble. Who this?
Hello.
You? Can you hear us? We can't hear you. Check microphone, check 1 2 1 2.
Call back 215-763-9596. Thank you for calling the LOL show.
So
do you got it up, Chris?
Yeah.
So my question would be, who do you feel like you're gonna vote?
I'm gonna be real. We still got a couple of days, so I don't know what else is gonna come out. But as far as the structure of what's going on, and when you really start digging and looking into it, it just really all right. So let me finish the story. So I asked this guy, he was calling me, we was going back and forth. And he was telling me we haven't been a democracy in 20 years. Our rights have been slowly being taken away from us over the last 30, 40 years, especially after September 11th. And then he was talking about all these other issues. I still got the text messages. But I'm like, look at it, I say, it doesn't seem like you're telling me anything that the reason why I should vote for Biden. If you're telling me that our rights are being taken away, if Trump is on the UN stage saying that we don't want to turn this into a socialist, communist country, when you're seeing that China is basically trying to do a land grab all over Africa and basically brainwash them for, putting televisions and everything into everybody's home so that they can give them propaganda as far as telling them how great China is. And then when you start seeing Australia locked down, when you start seeing then when you start getting into some of the conspiracy theories, but I've seen things myself being in the entertainment business, so some of that stuff, I'm too close to it for you to tell me that this is a lie, you know what I mean? But if you haven't seen it yourself, then you don't know, you know what I mean? And I have stories from people that have, whatever. So for me, on that aspect, it's real. And the things that they tried to pin on Trump, nothing has stuck with him. Now, they want to say that that's a mob boss and he could put it off on other people and different things like that. But
you sounded very Trumpy right now.
No, yeah, but you got to keep asking.
If you had a bag of chips, it would be Trumpy.
Okay.
I'm just asking.
Okay, so.
But it's okay. I don't have a problem with you vote with.
But my whole thing is like, listen, unless they will come out and tell me listen, and the thing is that he's not like the what you was saying. You can't have a shark in a lion's den. You gotta have a shark in a lion's den, or then lion shark, whatever. You can't have somebody in there that's got a good soul. He had to have done something or understand. You have to understand that this dude has exclusive top level country clubs. That means he's getting probably intel. He knows everybody's dirt. He knows what they're doing.
So does
So-
Jerry Epstein?
Huh?
So does Jerry Epstein?
Yes. You know what I mean? So
They know things. These
They,
things,
they
because they hang out
know
with each other.
things
yeah.
that you think, all right, yeah, you know, I'll
And it's
pull
something-
these cards.
But
you
with
know
this
what I mean?
money, when he started doing this stuff with, it's things that he's doing that presidents wouldn't do because they're in league with these people.
Mhm.
And the fact that he's going directly against these people, when you start researching the stuff that he's
They
doing,
usually try to come for you.
yeah, they're going to
They
come
come
for
for
you.
you. When,
Yes.
when you start telling the truth, sometimes people don't like the
Are
truth.
we two for Trump now?
Look, man,
I'm just asking. Listen,
I'm around my
listen,
business.
listen.
I don't want
You guys are protected by the show. If you like, I'm voting for Trump.
If I
Say
vote,
something.
I vote for who I want to vote
Say
for.
something.
Period.
to vote for who
You
I
gonna
want
get in that little ballot box?
When
and
I
be
get in that box, it's me
Trump.
and them buddies.
Trump.
I may.
Yeah.
No, I'm not gonna lie though. When he first came into office, like he wanted
I
to
was
come
hating
to
him
office,
too, but
I
I
was
was like, why am I hating?
I wasn't
You're
hating.
being told
I was
to.
listening.
Yeah.
I was listening to what he was saying, and I was like, "Yo, he out of pocket."
Yes.
Yo.
He started this because he didn't care, especially when he was going on the campaign trail.
Yes.
And he was saying all types of stuff.
He had no filter.
I'm looking at the rerun. I was like, yo, he said this.
Yo, and then
Telling
you compare it to like the other presidents, and you like, yeah, they're a little soft.
Oh, yeah.
They're a little soft. But then he was just going in like, oh,
He didn't expect to win.
That's what I think
I
it
don't
was. I don't think he expected to win.
He got rid of like what 3 campaign managers because they wanted to. Because what happens when they have to vet you and find
Yeah.
out what's about you.
Yeah.
So at least they know what they have to fight if it comes out. He wouldn't let them vet him. He was
Nope.
like, no, we ain't doing that. Come on now, who cares?
Like, let it all out. Put it
It's a
out there.
popularity contest.
Exactly.
Put it out there. And sometimes, and you know what? I respect that part. I respect that part because you have to be open with, you're not, whatever. Tell me something about me that I don't already know
Yep.
about myself.
Yep.
That's when you shock me. When you tell me something that I don't know about myself. There's really not much you could tell me about myself. What you gonna tell me? The only thing you could probably tell me is that, Shay, you're gonna win the lotto tomorrow and these are the numbers. And if I win, then I believe you. I'll be like, who? Everything else? Go
And
ahead.
they said, Shay, you owe that money to me so I give you the numbers. You get robbed.
What? Shay, you got a messed up too. I got 2 of them.
But you know what's so crazy?
Shay, you ain't got no booty.
The presidency is, a lot of people believe the presidency, not saying there's no power. You're chosen to be a president. You get what I'm saying? There are people above,
There are people behind you.
there are people above the people that go in the voting ballots that make these decisions, right? So every president was chosen for a reason. Barack was chosen because we wanted to get back cool with Africa, right? This is what people are saying.
Yeah, no, I believe that.
Trump was chosen because they wanted to push coronavirus, but you can't have a president as smart as Barack and allow.
But he knew. He said they left him a setup on how to handle this whole situation.
No, and I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is the way Trump is handling it, you can kind of believe he would do that.
Trump was like, you know what, y'all? They've been hiding this from y'all. Shut down. Shut down.
As far as now,
That's what he did.
Since
He
I
went
was-
in the vault and started just throwing stuff out. You know what? We don't need this. We don't need this. You know when you clean
yeah, it
your
was like,
house?
yeah, like, I was like,
when you
yes, he was.
He was in that joint like, we don't need
Yeah.
this. We don't need that. We don't need this. We definitely don't need that. You know what? Ooh, he got out. Somebody catch him. Catch him.
Mhm.
Then it hit. And it hit everybody.
Yeah, no, and
And it hit everybody.
I agree. And the thing about that is because since I watched when this whole thing went down
Yeah.
and the research that I did, and then if some of the people I know that do work inside different situations,
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest. I think he handled it like someone that was against really doing this. I think that he was lied to. It has been proven many times again, and even credible sources will even say that China does not tell the truth.
Right.
And then he also, if he didn't realize there was something written in the clause, that clause that he had where he was trying to make China buy our crops,
Yeah.
they put in there that if some type of crazy situation like a pandemic would happen, then this contract is null and void.
Yeah.
So, did they do it on purpose? I don't know. They probably sees a situation where we don't want to give America $30 billion, whatever the money it was. We don't want to give it to them.
Right.
All right, we need to get out of this. You know,
we gotta do something.
Exactly.
You know what? We're gonna send this little kid to the daycare, and we're gonna have him in the daycare, and he's gonna sneeze on all the other kids, and they're gonna go home and take it to their parents, and then their parents, and then they did it with the kids of the parents that work in the White House first. You know what I'm saying? Or like, you know what I mean? Like all high levels. So they were like, you know what? Them, and then somebody went around because somebody ain't washed their hands, because somebody, you know what I mean, don't cover their nose when they sneeze, because not for him, but you see people and they walk around and they'll, you know, they do things that we might not do sometimes. And I told that because my boss is white, so I told my boss, I was like, you be doing white people stuff. He was like, what's that? I was like, I don't have the courage to like dig in my butt in public.
Oh God.
You know, like to pick out a wedgie. White people do that.
Okay, well.
Anywhere they at, you know what I mean? Like we.
I already noticed that, but okay. I don't know where you're working at.
But they pick their nose. We don't just.
Okay.
Some people.
That's just nasty people, white or black.
It don't matter who it is. Real talk, it don't matter because I've seen every culture do it. Okay. But I mean, like for me, it's like, but I be seeing them enough because I be around a lot of them, so that's why I think that. Okay. But I'm like, y'all nasty. And then I've been to clubs. And I be seeing them and they don't wash their hands. And I'm like, yo, you just used the bathroom, shorty. Wash your hands. You about to go out here, be all up on your boyfriend.
Sometimes you be looking at, you just gotta have hand sanitizer because sometimes them things be just as dirty.
That
so
hand sanitizer makes your hands more dirty.
Where we at, ladies? Y'all are.
We talking about what you.
He's trying to make it light because I'm gonna keep this thing heavy all night. So she's trying to make it light.
No, I'm just saying, like, for real, like, that's how I feel. That's what I feel had happened.
With what? With washing your hands?
No, with this whole coronavirus thing. Like,
yes.
To me, the only thing that bothered me was that I had to stay home. I mean, I already liked being home, but when you told me I couldn't go nowhere, yo, I was like literally sometimes the only person outside.
Do y'all feel like the coronavirus is real?
No, I think corona is real, but it's not as
bad as they made it.
This was planned. There's no way around it. You go from if you watch Event 201, and then if you look at just throughout history how they planned up to this point, because during Barack's presidency, they probably had like at least 6 mini pandemics. These are test runs. Yeah. Come on, you can't tell. China's been doing it for years, and then when this happened, they were trying to say that this is SARS-2 because they basically blended it. Then the person that supposedly developed this coronavirus, they didn't kill her. That's been coming out in different things.
They killed a few people.
They killed a lot of people, and then when you start, and this is being implemented
this
now.
Is already out there.
They have 1 million people.
They're gonna shut us down with y'all.
They got 1 million people already shipped up in India right now, and it's ran by Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation in conjunction with all these different things. Do you not know the stuff? He's literally getting stuff into. He literally has his hands in things that's kind of like trying to make him God. He invested in something where we try to figure out how to put the moon in front of the sun and have an eclipse. Like, who's doing this? All these different things. Like, are you serious? You trying to control the weather? Who's getting shipped up? Who's going? Where I could go?
I
was like, are you serious?
Too fast. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Somebody called him the Antichrist.
Huh?
Somebody called him the Antichrist.
I don't care.
I'm just saying, like, to me.
Actually, the Antichrist would be probably more Trump, because the Antichrist is actually likable. That's what people don't understand.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Who's more likable, Donald Trump or
Trump?
Bill Gates.
Nobody likes
what regard?
People. Trump can move people. Bill can't move people. He does have a following, but more people. As far as bringing, when you start talking in their religious sense, the things that Trump is doing, that's where I got confused at. And because then you talk about, okay, so his wife, his daughter's married to Jewish people. Okay, is he a Zionist? Because there's a difference between Zionists and Messianic, and that's when you start to get really deep. Zionists basically think that we're going to basically create Israel and we're going to make our own homeland, whereas the Messianic Jews, they believe that Jesus is going to come back and take us to our homeland.
Okay.
Dang.
So
that being said,
okay, we gotta take a
we're
break.
gonna take a break. You're listening to
Take a break
WJYN
for Jesus.
98.5 FM, just so everybody can refresh themselves or whatever.
Okay.
98.5 FM, Uptown Radio. You're listening to the LOL Show, Living Off Laughter. We'll be back in 5 minutes, guys. Make sure you guys are tuning in at uptownradiophilly.org. uptownradiophilly.org on YouTube, WJYN 98.5, Instagram. We got all types of social media platforms. You guys can check us out at uptownradiophilly.org. We'll be back. Yeah, shut my mic off.
You scared?
I'll be cursing.
Oh.
I ain't scared of what?
I'm talking about scared of the conversation. Let's
Yeah,
talk about.
I'm gonna be funny because that's what I do. And I'm tired of sitting here quiet when y'all over here having your serious conversation. I'm just throwing my
I know, I'm so sorry. It's supposed to be the LOL show, but
No,
I had
because-
to leave it because I will stay on this time. I'm so obsessed with this right now because here's the thing. By the time November 3rd happens, there's going to be something. Because if Biden gets in or Trump gets in, the people that's for Trump is going to fight, and the people that's for Biden is going to fight. I think it'll be less of a fight with Trump in
That's
office.
say we're live.
Yeah, the mics are down.
Oh,
The
okay.
mics are down. They turn the mics down.
He probably has
Testing.
a commercial running or something. But yeah.
I don't trust this stuff.
So I already told my girlfriend that lived up in the Poconos, she got a farm. I was like, listen, girl, when this go there, I think I'm going to come up there. She
I'm
was
coming
cracking
up
up. I
too.
was like, I'm not playing. I said, I don't really know what's going on. These people's friends. Did you hear about how they tried to overturn the mayor over in one of them cities? The militia and stuff like that? Yeah. Huh?
Talking about when they tried to kidnap him?
Yeah, and then, hold on. Now, see, when you want to start talking about, yes, you know what? Trump needs to talk to everybody. He got to talk to the racist people in America because he needs them behind him so he can get back in the office. And
Yeah.
let's be real, they the fighters. And if it's really, truly him getting in the office for him to stop the country from going from socialism or communist society,
Yeah.
he needs these fighters. I'm not even mad about that to a certain extent because we need to fight on the same team. You want your little plot laid over there? Leave us alone. We're going to fight for this so we can keep this ours, okay?
Period.
Yeah.
We want to keep us ours.
The stuff, and like I told you, this guy, I mean, hardcore them.
Yeah.
I said, there's nothing that you're telling me right now that makes me want to go back to voting for a Democrat because it seems like they're going to do everything that you said that we're leading up to, especially the stuff that I've learned.
Right.
But that's because we are black and we're supposed to vote Democratic.
So is it because he's white that people don't like him?
Who? Trump?
Trump.
No.
No.
Biden's white too.
Well, I mean, y'all don't like any of them.
And
But
if
y'all all like. What
We
you
don't
say?
like him because.
No, I don't want to say it like that because when you say y'all, everybody gets into like who's y'all, you people, and all that. You people.
You people.
But that made me laugh. But it's like, so it's what's her name? Camilla, whatever. Kamala. Is she black or what is she?
She is supposed to. She's running as a black woman,
But she ain't even black.
but she's Indian.
She's Indian.
Indian. And she's one of those.
So you know what's gonna happen?
Her parents
Now,
were racist Indian.
everybody that was going Biden, oh my God, she ain't even black.
No,
Look at her trying to be da-da-da.
no, but
No,
she's,
but she's
the
acting
problem is her
black.
father's Jamaican, and that's what she's trying to.
She's acting black, like she's wearing Timbs and everything.
I know.
You know what I'm saying?
Now, the stuff they've been pulling up on Kamala, looking through her history, she seems like it's just a shame she's behind Biden because it seems like she probably would be a good pick. But the fact that that's with the whole team of everything that's going on is why I can't. go in that direction.
Somebody said that they were supposed. They already
They even
had
got
them-
Barack riding on that.
Well, that's because that's Biden. That's his man. But the thing is, they had them already pegged as the running mates, but they were expecting them to be the number 1 and number 2
Hold on.
of the
But what if
Democratic
Biden
Party.
wins
But
and
they
then
were 4 and 7. But they said, "Fuck, we gonna keep them together regardless," because that's what we had him as a pair.
was he sick or something?
Who?
Biden
What you mean?
I personally think they're going to put him in just so he can
Ain't
get
he
a title,
older?
and then he's going to probably.
and pass it to what's her face?
Yeah.
That's what I think he's gonna do, so we can have a woman president.
I don't think that's gonna happen.
That's what I
But
was
you
just
can't,
gonna
you can't,
say.
they're not going to go for it directly.
No,
you know?
no, they're not gonna put her. They're not
There's still
going.
too many chauvinistic
No.
situations. Even
What's
with
gonna
the
happen
women's
is
mind.
he's gonna get sick or something, and she's gonna have to step in, or he's,
Trump's
God
gonna
rest his soul, whatever.
Trump
But
gonna win again.
give him his 4 years. Guess what? After this, he can't come back.
Yeah.
Well, no.
Give him his 4 years. Give him another 4, and keep him fishing. You could do one or two things. You don't vote for him now, and he still wins, or you can let him stay 4 years out of your face.
personally, what he has done, it just, especially like you said, going in and just throwing everything away. And it's proven that all of the stuff that they be talking about, well, we got to do it next term. We got to do it next. No, he went in there, he created stuff that y'all were talking about y'all wanted to do
next
for
term.
20 years, next term, making us wait, and he went in there and handled it now.
He was like, you know what?
In regards to that, that's somebody.
I said pick up the kids now.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, you don't want to
We're
pick them
not
up?
talking about the platinum plan, right?
Now the platinum plan is something different because that's reparations, and I'm gonna be real. Everything has still, even if Trump wants to do his executive order, it still has to go through the Congress and Senate, and that's the situation, which is the problem. Because I'm gonna be real. Just give me a check. And here's the thing. I remember I was talking to, and see, this is when we come into a situation where I can't stand, because we've been trying to give reparations for years, and I've seen some of these. If you go back to some of these times when they were trying to present their cases, there was actually people, black people, going up there
You want to
talking.
answer that?
No.
Okay.
I should turn it down. Oh
go
yeah.
back?
Are you on? Or what we doing?
We're going live in 5,
Oh,
4, 3.
I thought we was already on.
Hey y'all, we on the radio, y'all.
We back here with
Now we are.
Purchase Sound.
And we on the radio, y'all.
We back with Purchase Sound.
And you're listening to
She has a mouthful.
Yeah.
She's telling everybody what it's sitting for.
on the
You
LOL
need to
show.
listen.
I got the jokes.
I'm letting her go. You know what I'm saying?
Tyreek got the questions
You
because
can't get in.
you gotta get in, bruh.
But we were talking reparations. Right. We were talking about the platinum plan.
Yeah, platinum.
Which is weird because a lot of people believe that's a play on words because
well,
all
yeah.
rappers wanted to have
Be
platinum
platinum,
chain.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's why they call it platinum.
And you know what? And I'm not. Listen.
And the Lift Every Voice and Sing plan is the Democratic joint, which is wild. And this is like they're playing games with us.
Thank you. Like it's so in your face. Even when you talk about, there literally is a bill in place that they're able to run up in our houses and seize us if they think that we have coronavirus and all that content.
Oh, you got the what about the Corona Act?
That tells you who's had corona around in your area.
It's not who particularly, but if you go somewhere and someone in their phone, if you go get tested, you get corona, and your phone is logged that you have corona. So you're in the supermarket, it'll tell you one person in the supermarket has corona.
That's
it won't
great.
tell you who. It won't say Shorty with the pink hair or my guy right here with the beard. It'll say someone in the market has corona.
Has or has had.
Has or has had the corona. It's come in contact. So the thing is, it's going to cause mass hysteria.
I know.
But if you
Just in
have
the store,
corona, you would be.
It's not even that deadly. That's the problem. And like, oh God, let's go back to this.
Go ahead,
platinum
Persia.
plan.
Go ahead, Persia.
Now, as far as this platinum plan, I'm gonna be real. I haven't read it yet, but the issues I have surrounding it, because we've been going after reparations for a very long time. But where we hurt at is the fact that we actually have other black people sitting here talking about, I don't need no handout. Like, are you serious?
But you just got all that unemployment money.
No. This
You
is,
ain't say that during the PUA.
No.
Or that stimulus.
No. Shay, take this back. This is 5, 10, 20 years ago.
Oh,
When people
okay.
are trying to fight for reparations, and you got other black people sitting here talking about,
Right.
I don't want no handout. Now, here you talk about, we are the most unique culture in the world as far as how this country was built, how we've been manipulated and used for many different situations, and it's crazy when you sit up here and you try to watch this. So with the platinum plan, the biggest thing that I got is when black people sit up here, like they were talking like, Ice Cube ain't got no right to talk for me. I'm like, dude, so what? Like, okay, either contact him and say what you want to change in the bill. Other than that, let him go let us collect the check. Yeah, I had to talk with one of my girls. Hold on. I had to talk with one of my girlfriends, but she's an islander. And I get this from the islanders or the other Africans because they have unique situations. And when they come out here, they make things happen because they don't have a welfare system. They also haven't been systematically brainwashed and maneuvered around with a bunch of trauma the same way that African Americans have. And that's why we sometimes cannot connect with them. They can see the wrong. We quite don't know what's wrong because we have affluent poverty. When you're in their countries, the Hades or the Puerto Ricos, no, it's not that. It's like you see it and you know you don't have help. You know you got.
So you have to do everything you gotta do to get out of that.
Exactly.
And that's why I love like other people that come in and they got stores. Like people get mad and all that, and I be like,
But it's not.
But they also hold us back from it too. Now, see, with Trump, they don't realize that. Now, mind you, white, black, or anything, what I do like about Trump is about green. Because back in the day, when blacks could not get loans at the banks, he was one of the people to give the loans. Now, mind you, whether he liked them or not is irregardless. The fact that he gave us a chance so that we can stand on our own 2 feet, I don't care if you like me or not. And he knows he's going to make money off of the situation. There have been some key white people in the world, whether you like us or not, gave us a situation where we can actually do our own. Now, I hate the fact that we have to go to these white people for that, but that's the way that the system has been designed. And the thing is that if I go and I sit in front of the council and I'm trying to get reparations for my people, don't come up here and say, oh, I don't want no handouts. No, just shut up, collect the check. My girlfriend, I was talking to her, she was sitting there talking about, oh, I don't think, I've heard so many sides of the story, but I think that it would set us back. What do you mean set us back? Okay, so all right, so you got some ignorant black people, just like Dave Chappelle's show, which is a prime example because you know you will see the ignorance.
Yes,
but you're gonna have the people that just need that little bit so we can start our business. Then we start our business, then we can get these other people. Because listen, there's always gonna be leaders, there's always gonna be followers, and always gonna be bosses, there's always gonna be workers. And that's just how this goes. And let's make more bosses. So anyway, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So reparations is never a bad thing. It's if you give a black person money who does not have an ideology that they're going to use that money to better themselves. Because you don't want to better yourself. You want to better your descendants, or not descendants, the people behind you, right? That's what wealth is for. You wave your hand, you high five.
I'm putting it up. While you talk, just let me know when I can chime in.
All right,
God.
So with that being said,
you gotta do the jumping.
You take for account the black dollar stays inside the black community for less than 24 hours, right? I think that's what it is now.
Something crazy, yes.
Something real crazy. We can't wait to give our money away. So when it comes to reparation, if we were giving a lot of money, and I'm for it. I'm for reparations because I know the people who are going to use it for good. Like if Dr. Umar Johnson had enough money to build that school, it would be nothing but better for us, right? It's not going to help every black person.
And that's because you already got that money, but okay. Anyway, go ahead.
So it's not going to help every single black person. The school won't help every single black person, but we keep thinking, I can't fix a broken man, but I can heal a child. You get what I'm saying? That's what you got to fix. So like, with that being said, I can understand both arguments for reparations, but when it comes down to it, white people got reparations for slavery. When the slaves were given, when the slaves were freed, white people were given reparations.
Exactly.
Because they had to give their slaves away.
Exactly.
Then they did things like becoming $5 Indians. That's why you got the term $5 Indian. They've always been taking advantage of all these little deals and these cuts that they have, loopholes to get money. We have. So we looked at it.
But he's also blocked out of that. I mean, they weren't letting us really be the $5 Indian, no?
It wasn't that. It was, they did, but there were certain things that we came up with that same ideology that I don't want to hand out. I want to get it from the muscle. So there were certain things.
I'm done. I'm done. I got to be done. You don't wait. So.
No, with the reparation comment, she said.
No, but the reparations is not a handout, and this is what.
That's not what I'm saying. Some people feel it's a handout, meaning some people don't want to do it. Like,
well, and here's my thing: then don't take it or give it to somebody else. And here's the thing: when my girlfriend said there's gonna be a setback, I said, okay, you got the stupid that's gonna be spending their money. All it's gonna do is go back into the economy, okay? But it's gonna have people like me and you or whoever. If you get a check for $50,000, $100,000, so that you can start something that you wanted to start and your desire, so that you can become independent and self-sufficient, because that's what this country is about. That is great, okay? There's always going to be somebody that's going to not do the right thing with money, but at the end of the day, that money's still going to go back into the economy, which is still going to create that engine to keep things going. So it's not a loss at all. And the thing is, let's just say this. So like I just told you, the Messianic Jews and the Zionist Jews are two different people. And I bet you the Zionist Jews is the ones that wanted to get the reparations from the Holocaust. You ain't see no Messianic Jews talk about, oh, don't be giving us no handouts. We need to get up from the bootstraps or whatever. No, they said, all right, we need to take that. Yeah. Exactly.
Let me get that.
And that's my whole point. Stop standing in the way of some type of progress, especially if you can somewhat benefit from it.
I said that the other day. Somebody looked at me real crazy because I was like, because it was this girl, like she was like, I don't need this and da 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 da, and I live off this. And I'm like,
don't take it.
I'm like,
I'll take it.
Then why? Then yo, you want to give up that Section 8 house you got?
Exactly.
Because I bet you, if you give up that Section 8 house you got, you can't drive that car you got.
Mm-hmm.
How about we tell the government how much income you really make?
Yeah.
oh no, I ain't doing that, then I need you to sit down.
Reparation doesn't always necessarily mean money. It can also be land.
Whatever it is. Because you say, I don't want this. You want it.
No, you can't take it. You should take
You
it.
just
take
say
it and do
It's
better.
us. We
And
deserve
do
it.
better. Do better. Of course. Gimme.
Greg, what's his name? He just comedian that died.
But don't act like you don't need
Dick
it.
Gregory. He said, as a black person, if you ever get a big lump sum of money, these are his words. You need to blow some of it because you've never had money, and you got to get that out your system.
That's
You get what
fine.
I'm saying?
And then you get more than you get when you get another lump.
With reparations,
Do the right thing.
With reparations, you'll see the same thing you basically seen with the PUA, right? You'll see a majority of people, like I said, I
don't care. Give it to us because I know who put it to
I'll
me.
take it.
And it was all of them. They got the money. I said
You
by
can
myself.
send it-
I'm gonna take it.
You can send it to the Uptown Radio.
I don't want you to think I'm saying don't give us reparations. I'm not saying that.
Not, we know
What I'm
that.
saying
No, I
is
know.
reparations
Feels
will be
good.
spent the same way the PUA money is. You get what I'm saying? Because a lot of us just love trying to keep up with the Joneses.
Well, stop
And the
wearing
problem-
Fendi.
No, listen to what I'm saying. A lot of
But you
one of
proved
the,
my point.
one issue for some of us as people, I don't want to be better. I want to be better than you. You get what I'm saying? I don't want to be better. I want to be better than him.
Nope.
I want to be able to like
I want to be better than who I was
Kanye-
yesterday.
Basically, but
What's his
To
name?
that.
But we're saying
Kanye. Kanye said it himself. I buy this. He say what? He up on this to say you ain't up on this.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? We have to break that mentality for a lot of us. You get
But
what I'm
That's
saying?
all I need.
With what I'm saying
Is
is
go to Italy and buy the hottest Louis Vuitton and bring it to Philly.
that's it.
And
But
guess what?
Somebody else gonna be like, what?
Where
All
she
right,
get
I'm
that
going to
back?
that joint and
But
get
you
you
get
one.
that, but then you see how that stimulates the economy, and this is what we need. So I don't
It's
care.
not
Give us reparations.
Create your own bag.
Our economy. It's not our economy. We need to stimulate our economy. We need to start going. The Moors are the people who created fashion like that. When it comes to leather shoes and all that kind of stuff, the Moors created that.
Yeah.
Right? I think some of the shoes are even called Moorish. That's the design of the shoe. It's Moorish.
Mhm.
So what I'm saying is we need to get out of that mentality that Louis Vuitton is what you got to cop.
No, it's not.
No.
I get what you're
I think
saying.
we're getting out of that. You want to know why?
Now we are. It's taking this long.
The social media, and this is why I think personally too, with the elites, this is also why this coronavirus. I think they're using this because it is. I mean, how you just see my Bezos and Bill Gates, all of them is making out of this. You know what I mean? Then the vaccine. If you don't, that means you're willing to be under control and then if you start getting deeper within that's why I'm scared to take, because if you understand CRISPR and nanotechnology and those things that they can actually put into it.
Giving you the vaccine? Who created the vaccine?
Yeah.
And
You can't tell me that these people are philanthropists. They're not.
No, that's
Like,
what I'm saying. You look at Bill Gates. Bill Gates Foundation, when they were talking about the vaccine, Melinda Gates said the first people that should get the vaccine are essential workers. They said, who gets that next? Black people. When did you start loving us so much? Why are you giving us the vaccine instead of y'all? You take it first.
Because they need.
Y'all take
Exactly
it
right.
first.
There's like they're not even trying to fake that we not going to take it. It's like we own you. Y'all going to take it first.
And then y'all gonna go act the fool and act all whatever.
Yes.
And then
My
I'm
arms start
gonna build more.
falling off.
I'm gonna build more brand new courthouses. And then I'm gonna put y'all in jail.
Right.
And then it's a continuance.
Or
Like
we
get
think
out
it's
of
like,
it.
oh, y'all group of people living too long. Ooh. You know what I'm saying? Let's wipe all that out. We don't need y'all living in
Like I really thought, like people was like, yo, welfare's gonna stop. Welfare's gonna stop. I haven't been on welfare in years. Thank you, Jesus.
But welfare doesn't help black people.
It helps you if you help. If you
If you know what you're
if you
doing.
know what you're doing, it'll help you.
Listen, people can't give you ambition.
Welfare doesn't help black people as much as people believe it does. Welfare helps more of the people like the mountain white people.
Really?
Yeah, it does. No, it does.
White people are on welfare more than black people.
Yeah,
I'm
they
not
are. The
talking
number is
because
higher. Yeah.
Not just because of the majority,
No.
but once again, we go to media. Media shows you that the black people are the ones who are
but
lazy,
no.
sitting around.
It's not
getting
saying that
welfare.
you're lazy. It's like if I meet somebody and they tell me they've been on welfare for 15 years, I'm looking at them like, really though? Really?
But okay, you look at
White
somebody-
or black?
No. You
Or
look
Puerto
at
Rican
somebody-
or whatever.
But see, this is once again, this is the whole.
Like
argument.
you didn't do nothing to get out of that
No.
sack.
But this is the whole argument when it comes to reparations. This is the mindset, right? Trump is a habitual bankrupter.
Yes.
Right?
Yes, he is.
Constantly is going bankrupt.
But
right?
that's
hold on for a second. 50 Cent has started to do the same thing.
Yes.
Right? As people, we see bankrupt as being broke.
mhm.
You know, oh, this boy broke, he went bankrupt.
No.
But you understand, bankrupt is, look, I don't have the
It's
money to pay for that. Get rid of all of that
Mhm.
and let me keep my change. Like, you know what I'm saying? So once again, when it even comes to welfare can be used as a way to get yourself out of something. You know what I'm saying? Even
Point.
you could be on welfare for 100 years, cool. But as long as you're making yourself better, so your lineage doesn't have to be on welfare.
there.
It's more like we're doing stuff to
All
look
right,
like
can
I'm
I say
good
this? Can I say
instead of
this?
being good.
Can I say this? So I was on welfare for 2 years.
Mhm.
When I was on welfare, they sent me to a training program. They told me I couldn't get my cash or my food stamps
Mhm.
till I had to go to this training program, which is actually up down the street from here.
Oh, I see.
Oh, I see.
Oh,
I went to OIC and I became supervisor
Mhm.
at a hotel. Like I did my training, I did my class, and I did all that. And you know what I mean? Like, all right, and that helped me to become a supervisor. I did that for 5 years. You know what I mean? I got off welfare. You know what I mean? They were like, look, we're gonna help you so you can become better.
Yeah.
Now it's up to you. You could be in here. And this is what my welfare worker told me straight up. She was like, look, I'm not gonna play with you.
I see everybody every day. Like
She said, look, you could be in here every week. Every time we cut your stamps, you could be right back here. Or you could go to this program that they have. You're a younger lady, you know what I mean? You got a child. Everybody don't care, whatever. But also, like, people, you can ask. You feel like you stuck in a situation or you stuck on welfare, you feel like you want to do something to better yourself. Yo, what can I do? Like, is there any programs that I can go to? There's programs out there that they know about that they can send you to. They can give you a whole list. Go to Welfare Rights if you have to. Call Welfare Rights directly and say, look, is there any programs that I'm tired of living in this dump where I'm at, and I want to better myself. I want to do better. And then
a dump with a Jag out front.
With a Jag and all, yeah.
But that's also, you know,
I'm better than you. That's
I'm
better
stunt
than
like
you better than me. But and when people say that to me, and I know for sure, like when I know, I be like, you better than who? Yes, yes, I'm on SEPTA. Yes, yes, I do ride the bus. Yes, I don't drive by choice. Let me make that clear. And third of all, shorty, if they came in right now and said, yo, they cutting Section 8 and all that off, no more public housing, no more none of that, where you gonna go?
Nowhere.
Where you
because
gonna
some of
go?
these Section 8 houses.
Are you gonna go in your car?
Here,
And when they come repo that, you know how cute, you know how, man, I've been bartending I bartended for 15 years, man. You know how many cars I done seen repo in front of the club? Females looking all pretty, all cute, nice body, hotties with the bodies, and da-da-da-da. They come out, they kicking it with the fellas, and the dudes is like, yeah, come follow me. They go out. I can't find my car. Somebody stole my car. I was like, look, you could call. This is what I used to tell people when they used to come in the bar. Can I use your phone? You could call your bank and then call the police.
Yeah.
And then I said, call the bank, the towing company, and then call the police.
Well, you ain't getting that car back tonight.
One of those 3 people got your stuff.
That's a wrap. That's a wrap. You let that go.
You know why? Because you up in here, you just spent. Oh, and I ain't giving you that $300 tip you gave me back. You gave me this tonight for buying bottles and popping bottles.
Shout out to Mike Young.
What's up with Mike?
Mr. Young.
What's up?
No, we're speaking about.
Oh, shout out to Mr. Young. Shout out to Mr. Young. I love Mr. Young.
What we need to do, a lot of times we keep trying to save a whole community.
You
right?
can't.
You have to create your own community.
Period.
Right? You take 7 to 10 people who are like-minded, and then y'all work together to better your situation. So let's say you're a teacher, you're a landscaper, and I'm a cable guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
We now have those 3 occupations locked in. So anytime you need cable guy, I got you. Anytime I need teacher, you got it. We don't have to go outside of our circle to handle our business. The problem is we keep trying to go outside of our circle. And I think we have to start having those kind of communities. One thing I like about Donald Trump, He had.
Oh, we got another Trumper.
No, I'm not.
He done had some chips.
I don't rock with either one of
He
you.
done tasted the
I
chip.
don't rock with you.
You want some?
No, that's also what
You want some?
I'm just saying, what he is showing people is you have to understand we got to do this ourselves. You get what I'm saying? Like somebody say he's a racist. I would rather him be racist than him be Joe Biden, where I think he likes me, and then as he's giving me a hug, he's tapping me in my back. You get what I'm
Period.
saying? I'd rather somebody come to me like, yo,
And
look,
be in your face.
I
That's
got-
the reason why I like Trump too.
I got
And
the big joker.
so
the
what?
little joker,
They all
the
gonna be
two guys.
after him. So what?
Yeah, so I know how to play my hand. Like I know I can't rock with you. I know I
Yes.
can't depend on you. I
Exactly.
have to depend on who I can depend on.
Yeah.
So that's one thing that I
You
like.
want to
about
bring spades into the
I love it. So I got we had at my job a white supervisor got fired. Right? They just let him go. And
Can
the
we
reason-
stay white or do we have to say Caucasian?
Well, I mean, he is Caucasian. He would be Caucasian, but I'm keeping it for the masses. That's why I say white and black. If
Okay.
I wasn't talking to the masses, I would say something different, right? So he's a white guy. He was fired. He was a supervisor. He was in a meeting with his techs, and his techs were talking. Tech wasn't talking about politics. They weren't talking about politics, but he had told this one tech, "If you vote for Joe Biden, I would lose respect for you." Right. So then he told another tech. The techs kind of like took offense to it, so they started like going back and forth. So the one guy said, "If I voted for Biden, would you lose respect for me?" He said, "Yeah, I would lose respect for you." And I had to tell the guys playing devil's advocate sometimes, if you're voting for Biden because he's not Trump, that's not respectful.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Now, if you're voting for Biden because you checked his policy, you know his track record, you know this, that, and the third, and
Yeah.
you follow him from so on and so forth, that's one thing. But if you're
Like she
voting,
said, tell
if
me,
you're
give me
voting-
a reason.
Uh-huh.
Give
if
me
you're
what is
voting
that
for
song?
one because he's not the other, that's not respectful to me. You get
Yeah.
what I'm saying? And a lot of times people don't. It's an inconvenient truth. You don't want to hear the truth. You want to be sweet talk. You want that.
Yeah.
You want that tongue
Yeah.
here like.
No.
You want that, you know
No.
what I mean? You want that
No.
sweet tongue here. You don't want
No.
to hear the truth, and the truth is, like I said, I'm not voting for either because I don't rock with either. And what we need to do, as a collective, we need to stop voting. We need to hold our vote out this election, right? To show them, because we pretty much did something the same way last election, right? We kind of held our vote out,
If this is really about life or death, I don't think you should sit out.
but it's always life or death.
Yeah, well, it has been, but this is,
No,
I think
hold
it's
on.
imminent right
No,
now
no, okay.
because if Hillary
Let me
was in
ask-
office, we would be snatched out of our houses
Let me
right
ask you a
now.
question. You think back to every campaign that has every 4 years when a president is being elected, it's always, you got to do it now. Don't play around this time.
Yeah.
This time,
I
it's for real.
don't know,
You vote like your life depends on it. It's
I agree.
always been like that.
but I agree. But I think this one is
This is the time. Jesus is coming back tomorrow.
no. It's not about Jesus.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying, like Jesus, like, okay, great grandma felt Jesus was coming back. She died before Jesus came back. Grandma felt Jesus was coming back. She died before he came back. My mom like Jesus was coming back. So this time it's for it's like when the movie trailers like
No,
he's coming back.
yeah, but
And this time it's for real.
But it hasn't been. But it has. You know what? And I totally get what you're saying. But I'm gonna be real. I've seen so many conspiracy theories and
Yeah.
and
And
all
his
that.
dad even called him conspiracy theories.
Because I'm going off of facts,
Mhm.
okay, and going off of what's going on in the world. This is not like when the rest of them were getting in office, especially when you got Trump's. The fact that I'll tell you, you gotta
He's
understand
another
how
closet.
deep it is.
He's
to
gonna
have
clear another closet in that
to
White
have
House.
to have
And
the
we might
balls
not
to
make it
stand-
that time.
Yeah,
But
to
it's
have the
not
balls to
us.
stand up in front of like 300 countries of the world, the United Nations, and stand up and say, "I'm coming after you, China,
Yeah.
and I'm coming after you, globalists."
When he
and
said
I'm
that, I was like, whoa, partner.
I said, hold on. I said, I hope you better play it
I
because
was like, Tony.
it's about to get crazy. And sure enough, it did.
We're not going to war with a superpower like China because of mutually assured destruction. There's no way we can fight them without destroying. It's like
Without
two
Can
destroying-
you
bullets.
imagine?
It's like two.
Yo,
bullets.
it
You
would
ever
be
notice-
like Transformers, yo.
You ever notice you go to high school, they got bullies? The bullies never bully
Is
the
that why they
bullies.
got a
Do you know
Chinese
what was
store in
going?
every
Do you
corner?
know? Yes. Do you know what's going on with our supply chain before this happened? They had 95% of our antibiotics over there. Cuomo literally said this out of his mouth. Do you not understand how much power that is? Where they
China.
China did.
Yeah.
Exactly. So that's my whole point. Trump.
That's why they got Chinese stores at every corner.
Okay.
That's why
They
China
setting
does
us
it.
up.
But
dog.
then you gotta read the but you gotta read the policies as far
Right.
as the opportunity zones and stuff that they were putting in place where they said big corporations can come in. They're designing this so they can be a black businessman or somebody that's of culture within that community that can come
Hold on,
in.
say it again. Who
Okay, so before they would do opportunity zones, right?
Mm-hmm.
Basically they say we're gonna cut this out, they're gonna
When
get
you
the
say-
perks for that.
When you say black, do you mean the word minority, or are you saying black?
We'll keep it on
Because
minorities.
it's always minority.
But the
It's never
thing-
black. It's minority.
It's minority, but here's the thing: because it's going to help a lot of blacks. Okay, because let's be real, the president and people, they're supposed to help everybody.
Mm-hmm.
But let's be real, there are blighted communities that need help, which are mostly minorities that are in them. And they said, like, no, we made sure we set it up to make sure that it's actually going to be, smaller corporations that can actually take advantage of this, and not big
who set
corporations
this
like
up?
that. This isn't Trump. Yeah.
Trump's organism, administration.
Yes.
Right. Have you noticed? Right. And this is something that I noticed.
I'm here to crack
Have you
jokes.
noticed
Yeah, I know.
the surge of Arab stores popping up around the city?
Here, Chinese stores.
Not Chinese stores. I'm talking about Arabs only, and I'm talking about the stores where now.
Yeah, because that convenience store that was that stuff they just opened that.
But
Like
that don't have nothing to do with Trump. That's a local level thing. I can come down to the city state and give you a kickback, that stuff happens all the time.
I'm saying with that, you'll have right now on my neighborhood, 51st and Market to 52nd and Market. There are 4 of those stores. 4 of those stores.
Well, how many
There
people
are
use
no-
their money to open a
But that's
store?
what I'm saying is this money is coming from something. These people are getting
Yes.
the loans that it takes to open these stores. And on
Are
top of that, they practice like Chinese stores. The reason so many Chinese stores, they practice group economics.
Exactly.
They don't necessarily wait for America to give them a handout.
Nope.
But when they come to America,
They have to
sometimes they
follow
come
the
down-
rules here.
No, they come with their own line of credit from
Yeah.
China.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And because you come to America, they give you a couple $dollars or something like that.
Yeah.
So they take this money, they open up a store, 12 of them live in the store.
And they go to a factory and they work for way less than what we work for.
When they 12 make enough money, 2 of them go and open up another store.
Up a store and then
Another
bang,
store.
bang,
So
bang.
what they're doing now, they're taking advantage of.
Same with Dominicans.
I don't feel like it's a community.
I've seen it.
I don't think we live in a black community. I believe we live in an area where they allow us to live. I don't think it's a community because community
True.
will have stores that people look like you.
Well,
You
how about we
understand?
get
When I grew
12
up-
people
when I-
together
when I grew up,
and we
it was-
do that? Somebody gonna end up dead. Somebody they gonna be fighting. Ain't none of that. I want to see it. I'm not gonna say it can't happen. I'm gonna say I would love to see 12 whatever. I'm gonna say Puerto Ricans because I'm Puerto Rican.
Mhm.
12 Puerto Ricans living in a house together, getting all that bread up together, doing all that together.
But y'all been kind of Americanized too. So.
To get well, I'm just saying it because
There's blacks in this y'all.
blacks. Well, then let's say blacks.
No, I'm saying the hierarchy is black.
Well, I'm gonna say-
they
Well, actually, now as
as
far as
Let's
economic
put 12
power.
Let's put 12 black brothers, sisters, whatever, in a house together.
Mhm.
We're gonna build this for us
Mhm.
because we want to do this for us. How long you think that's gonna last before egos start getting in the way?
Yeah.
All this other stuff. We're not here for that.
Yeah.
Check that. We're here because we want to build our own. We want to build our Chinese store, but we want it to be us.
But the thing is, you got to ask yourself, why is it like that?
But let me tell you something. When I was growing up, everything in my neighborhood was black. We had black corner stores.
Everything
we
was
had black hardware stores.
But that's a community.
I know.
What did they start doing? They started getting bought out. They started first the white people came in, then the Chinese and Korean.
Well, it was mostly Chinese. I didn't see no white people.
Chinese and Korean. Then it was the Arabs. Then it's back to the Chinese and Korean.
Now, as far as Arabs, I don't think I've seen too many of them outside.
I didn't see
the
Arabs
gas
till I
stations.
came to Philly.
What part of the city you live in?
I'm in West.
So
It's mostly Dominicans and Chinese stores.
that's what I skipped. I skipped it.
Because the Arabs are
But
mostly
Puerto
they would
Ricans
do the
don't
gas
own no
stations.
corner store. I ain't met a
What part
Puerto
of West-
Rican yet that
Go to
owns a corner
52nd and
store.
Market,
That's
right?
Dominicans.
Go to 52nd
Period.
and Market. Go to 52nd and Market. You'll see those little smoke shops. Those are Arabs.
Oh, well, yeah.
They're moving in like crazy. Same thing goes with Africa.
Because they're finding what you like.
But what I'm saying is they're coming like the only reason I'm not saying community because we don't own anything.
Not
get what
now
I'm saying?
anyway.
We don't own anything now. That's what I'm talking about now. I
Mhm.
can't speak for the past.
Mhm.
We don't own anything, so it's not a community. But they come in and they take from the black people. And once again, I'm only saying black.
How do they take?
But here's the thing, I can't even.
Do they take, or are you giving it up?
Yeah, I don't even
Because
think.
from what you said, people come in and they buying stuff, so they giving you money.
Yeah.
So you had a choice to not leave your store.
No. It's not a.
Or they was like, yo, dog, if you don't give me this store, dog, it's over.
Listen,
Like,
it's a forced.
elaborate.
It's like if I'm going to kill you, or you can give me like a hug, or I can kill you, or I can take something life from you, right?
Right.
You're going to give me that life thing, like, and that's going to be like, all right, at least he didn't kill me. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we're forced to go to these stores because these stores are opening up. So when it comes to a black store, right? If I have a black store in the community, right,
Mhm.
my rent's going to be higher than everybody else's rent,
Okay.
right? So once my rent is higher,
Your
I'm
product,
gonna-
you have to
my
charge a little
product,
bit.
my product is going to be better because I care about my people, right? So if I order a cheesesteak, you're going to get USDA prime beef.
I'm going to the
Hey,
Chinese people.
But the Chinese
That's
people,
what y'all doing, because y'all
Listen.
selling all this stuff. Y'all making all this bread. I'll make the same bread with my people, and everybody loves Chinese stores, so I don't understand. What's up?
no, what they're doing is they're undercutting prices because they have the ability to.
So I'm gonna get with my Chinese
They
guy.
moved out our nail salons. I remember when they did that. Everything was black.
Like
nail
hair,
salons.
you got haircuts.
That's the only thing that. That's the only thing that
They got
take from
$6
us.
barbershops.
Listen, you got
Yeah.
Dominican. No, the Dominican.
Plus you get a fake for.
But
Start a
listen to
$5 one.
No, that's
No,
you can't. You can't
You can't
afford
live off
to
of that
do that.
shit. No.
Yo, hit the dump button.
Ooh.
Dump button.
See?
You can't. So what happens is this is what they're doing, right? As the Chinese group of people, they're gonna have $5 haircuts, right? They're gonna have $5 haircuts. My barber charged me $40 for a haircut, right?
Right.
$30, $40 for a haircut. I start going to him. He's gonna get shut down eventually, right? Soon as he's shut down,
Wow.
Chinese are going up
Yeah.
because now they're the only game in town. It's economics. What they're doing is they're practicing economics, but they're practicing on the people who don't understand economics. So we like, oh, $5 haircut.
But you don't understand economics because you don't want to pay attention. It's not my fault that you're not paying attention.
It's
Look
not.
things up. Learn some things. Get into some things. You want to learn how to have money in your pocket? You should be able to read stuff, look at stuff, whatever you got to do to find out how to make every dollar, buck, bean count in your pocket. I don't want to hear that.
You're a woman living in an abusive relationship, right? Your man is.
I've been there. Go ahead.
Your man is beating the heck out of you.
Yes.
You should leave.
Yes.
You don't leave. Who do you blame for not leaving?
No one. You don't leave because you want to be stuck in that situation.
Listen to what I'm saying, right? You would never blame a woman for sticking with her husband.
Yes.
You know she should leave.
Yeah, you stupid.
Okay.
My opinion.
Listen, I'll give you that. But as a people, most people don't blame the victim. And at this point in time, black people
After a point,
it's like, come on, shorty. First time you call me, okay, cool. Second time you call me, okay, cool. Third time, look, shorty, my house is a safe place.
In what regard do y'all
for domestic violence people? You can come to my crib. I can have you in my crib for 24 hours. After that, you are out, gone, poof. Don't take anything. I don't care. Leave everything. Meet me. I'll meet you wherever you're at. I'll bring you to my crib. I can only keep you there for 24 hours. No longer than that.
We're not talking about her trying to escape. We're talking about when a person
all right,
is in
look,
that situation.
this is people that want to leave. You don't want to leave?
Yeah.
I'm going to give you the information of how I can help you.
Yeah.
This is for you. Whenever you're ready, because it's like a drug addict. It's when they're ready.
Yeah.
I can't tell you got to leave. It's when you're ready.
Because they have their reasons on why they're staying.
I stayed because of my children.
But it's psychological.
I stayed because that man gives me all my money.
But now listen to what I'm saying. I tie that in, Shay. I tie that into the black community. I'm not speaking on that. I'm speaking on tying that to the black community.
So when you gonna wake up?
So that's what I'm saying. When you gonna wake up
and say I'm tired of this?
When you're not taught that, you're gonna keep doing.
I wasn't taught that. I was taught to stay.
We're talking about.
But I left.
Shay,
I'm just saying.
We're talking about
in general.
Masses. We're talking about the masses. We're talking about the masses.
Okay.
We're not talking about the because.
Here's what happened, I believe. So with us, with African Americans, they made us because there was actually a scholar and politician type of black leader or something like that.
Yeah.
He talked about how basically, yeah, we had our own stores, all those kind of other stuff. And then they came in and said, okay, we're not going to try to make them, we're not going to give them skills. I think it was Umar. He told me, he's like, yeah, before they can have skills. And I actually went to Dobbins. Long story short. Anyway, so he took away our skills and it said, you won't go to college. That means that now skills make you think about your community. When you go to college, like, oh, I'm going to go to college. Now I'm seeing something different. Now I'm seeing something bigger. My world is bigger. I don't want to go back home.
Right.
I grew up there, and then by the time I probably was the first legacy to go to school, now I'm seeing something different, better and bigger. I'm not thinking about how I can make my community better. I'm thinking about how I can go and live this high life.
Yeah.
Or get that better job. And it's all the way over in San Francisco. That's where I'm going. Exactly.
And then you start living that life. Okay.
Exactly. Whereas before, because, coming from a neighborhood literally where black hardware shops, black clothing stores, black corner, black bodegas, or for lack of a better word, any black hair salon, black nail. I remember when the Nelleries, they got pushed out the quickest, like a flash when those Asians came in there. Now, mind you, I'm still young, but I remember this because I remember going to get my feet done by black people. Then all of a sudden, it was just only Koreans, but you couldn't beat their deal in town. What, $10 manicures, and you have a full massage chair and everything like that. And then I even tried to support, because this is when I was living up like Broad Island. It was one hanging on black nail salon that was holding on. I go in there.
Because she was holding on.
No, I swear to God.
I'd have been in there too. Like,
I'm like, all right, I'm trying to get my people to do my nails.
Yeah.
I go in there, I gotta wear a mask because they don't have good ventilation.
Right.
She's using a regular nail file. She's messing. My cuticles are dying. They're killing me because she's like literally filing my finger. It's just like, after she said that, I was like, no, I gave her $10 and said I gotta leave because this is just not good service. Because sometimes it may come down to the fact that it's really about good service versus bad. And I'm gonna tell you right now, I said we need to learn something from them. Because I'm gonna be real, I go to like the soul food places, and I'm not gonna put them out on the spot, but there's some soul food places where the food is already ready. Why is it taking me 30 to 45 minutes for me to get my freaking platter when your mac and cheese
is right there in the window?
Exactly, it should take me no more than 10 minutes unless you got a long line.
You should be in there like,
yes. Now, mind you, I sit up here and I pre-order my stuff, and I go and I try to pick up my crafts from this Asian place or whatever. They got it ready. It's all, no matter who is looking, they have a system where you could go and look. I went to this one place. He pre-ordered this an hour in advance. We get there, we still gotta wait a half an hour. Then when my food come out, it's not even hot or even barely warm. Because I'm like, well, what's going on? I said, I'm looking back there. I was like, y'all got 5-6 people back there. Don't y'all got some type of system where you can actually look at the tag and know that somebody pre-ordered this? This is crazy.
I went through that with my girlfriend. She just, well, I'm not going to say, like, a friend of mine, he opened up a restaurant. I happened to work the grand opening. And
shout out to the Bynum Brothers, because you guys do run service fantastically, okay?
And let me tell you, I was serving. I was supposed to serve. I ended up expediting in the kitchen because it was
a mess.
And I was like, and then, she did great for her first night or whatever, and people still come back. But I'm just like, you have to have a system.
When it comes to bad service for a black store.
But wait, this is what nobody taught me how to do this.
But it's true.
It's true.
But here's the thing. I can't even be mad.
But this is how I look at it. Don't you go out yourself to eat whatever it is that you do, let's say you provide a service, right? Mm-hmm. And when you go out, you expect a service. Wouldn't you? So if I decide to open up a restaurant, because I've been serving for years, I'm going to go ahead, open a restaurant, and treat people like trash.
Well, you can't do that.
In a way that, I'm gonna be like, look, I'm gonna try to be as nice as possible.
We had the same conversation. I'm sorry.
We did. We had this. But
there are certain values and things that we're missing because either one, people don't have a strong family core structure, or two, you might not know how to ask for help. Because I believe for me, that was like the biggest thing. Because my brother told me to do everything on my own. Mm-hmm. So I literally was just like winging everything I did. Some things won, some things didn't. I don't care. But, that's how I was taught. So I didn't understand how to ask for help and who to ask for help or how to recognize that. That took me some time. Yeah. And just because you ask for help doesn't mean that you're weak. That actually makes you stronger, especially if you have people that are there to support you and probably understand different aspects of what you're doing better than you.
Yes.
So when it comes down to it, we had a conversation with two guys.
Oh, black hold on one before you make it. And also too, think about the restaurants and how black people are. Mm-hmm. Now, a lot of times we don't want to help each other, and that's been a big thing too. We might go and like, well, I did the application success on my own.
$100, leave $1.
Exactly. No, but we don't. Sometimes we don't want to help each other because we think that's just another game in town for competition. Which sometimes it is, but then sometimes it's not.
We're competitive, too competitive with each other.
Uh-huh.
Once again, we're too competitive and not cooperative with each other, right? But we had the same conversation because I felt the same way. If I go to a black business and I'm getting horrible service, I'm not coming back.
Yeah.
Right? But I've been
I'm gonna buy it at one time, but I ain't never.
I've been to. We've all been to a different type of place, got bad service, but came back.
No, well, it depends on how the service was bad. Now, see, I have about 15 years experience in the hospitality industry.
Period.
So I've trained, I've done that fancy catering when you got to come out and everybody synchronized catering. Like, I've done everything. Yeah, I've done it all. So I can run a tent of 50 people with the festival and have that thing running like a well-oiled machine. And everybody's getting paid by the end of the night. So I've done everything, and I hate working at the high-end places because the people demand too much. But I've done it all. So when I look at a situation, I can see things that you, as a normal restaurant or person looking for a restaurant experience, can't see. I can tell when the host is probably messing up because I can see all this.
I can see who's messing up, who's mad,
I can tell
who's having a bad day.
I can tell
you was about to be off, and they done set your section. You gotta take that table. Your feet hurt because you've been working since this morning.
We will give certain people a second chance. Yeah. Right? It's human nature because you'll say they're having an off day.
I never went back.
So what I'm saying is, when I had that issue, we had two guys that were talking. They were blackballed.
Yes. Ooh, shout out to blackball, man.
He asked me, did I tell someone about the poor service? And I said, no, I didn't.
Oh, no.
I just said the service is poor, and I left. What I should have did was say, yo, something's wrong with your server. You need to get that fixed.
Oh, they don't like that either.
But regardless, what I'm giving them is a chance to fix it.
Exactly.
You get what I'm saying? So if I go to it, I've been.
Well, don't go home and get on Yelp. You know how many times when Yelp started, how many people I saw get fired?
Google review, Yelp.
No, because you want to know what? I hate that because
first I emailed the person. The restaurant that I went to. Mm-hmm. That's the first thing I do, and I give them time to respond. You know, I'll be like, I went there, I grabbed some food, blah blah blah, and I felt like the service. I just felt like I should let you know, whatever. And then if it, depending on the kind of response I get back.
This is how you want to go in.
Like, look, lady, I can go on. Look, I get paid to do this. I get paid to do Google reviews, Amazon reviews, all that. Mm-hmm. So, like, which one do you want to do? And then, and if they're nasty, sometimes they'll be like, call me. So I'll call, you know what I'm saying? And I think it's what happened with your order? I'll be like, I was in there and I ordered blah, 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 blah. And it was a young girl in there by the name of such and such. And we've been having a problem where that's none of my business.
You need to do something about
then
that.
I feel like maybe,
that'd be a reason I wouldn't come back.
Yeah. Bang.
But what I'm saying is, we've all been to the Chinese store and got bad service, but you'll go back to the Chinese store.
I've never got bad service, and they always on point. What's bad service at the Chinese? I have had bad service one time. She was ignorant. She must have been pregnant or whatever. She would burn all. I didn't go back. That's true.
What I'm saying is, we will have bad service from people who are not us, right? And I'm not speaking to you.
But what's bad service?
It depends.
If you come into the Chinese store with an attitude, yo, Chinaman or whatever, let me get you yelling at them and all, and they looking at you like, bro, like.
I'm speaking about
that's why they take long to come to the window.
Everybody has their own idea.
That's all me getting. I'm like, that's all me. If I see, hey, how you doing? Hey, you looking great back there. I'm trying to bust jokes. I'm like, you better not mess with my food. Let's all play around with that.
It's bad service. I'm talking about. We've all had those experiences with a company.
Yeah, but I don't go back.
Even major companies like Comcast, right, or Verizon. Mm-hmm. You might call Verizon and they might have a bad service tech come out, but you don't cut Verizon off.
I do.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't. A lot of people rock out, but let you have broadcast, a black-owned company, and a black guy come out and he messes up. I ain't messing with them ever again. I can't deal with them. They're horrible. So a lot of people will give that Asian, Arab. A lot of times Arab people talk dirty to you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like Arabs, I've talked to Arabs in the business setting, right? They don't know how to ask for something, just their natural conversations. You do it like this. You do this here. You're like, no,
because they don't know how to use their words.
That's what I'm saying.
It's like how to.
But what I'm saying is sometimes you like, all right, that's just how he is.
Yeah.
He's new to America.
He's like new to America.
But sometimes he might just be like on this other stuff. So like I said, like
Chinese, you think these Chinese people can't speak English? Y'all stupid if you don't. And you think that.
But even with like that, like you'll know Like it makes me mad sometimes when I see black people walk into a Chinese store. Hey, Ling Ling. Or
Why?
when they walk into the poppy store, hey, Miss
I walk in my store like, hey, what's up,
So
y'all?
when you get into a black store, you like, yo, let me get this, that, and the third. It's like the difference. It's a difference. It's a difference of how we interact with people when they're us. When they look like us, we expect more. We expect to hook up. Like, yo, $20.
All right, check this out. I walk into a black store. Hey, good morning. How you doing?
Mm-hmm. It's not every black store.
Not every.
But that's your. But let me ask you a question. That's your.
Excuse me, can somebody can I have some help over here? I would like this in a size 7.
Hey, let me ask you a question.
I wasn't even gonna come to work today, girl. Well, yeah, hold up. I got a customer right now. Let me call you back.
That's your perceived notion for the black store.
That's how when I go in some of these stores.
When you walk into a hair store
and I still buy,
right? The Asians own it.
Yo, the
they
store I go
like
to,
that.
look how they treat me at my store that I go to.
That you've been to for a while.
That I've been going to for 3 years since I've been living in Frankfurt to
get
hair, right? They walk behind you, dog.
Yeah.
Like, what is you doing?
Yeah.
No, like if they see cause you know you go in the store to grab one thing. I'm gonna grab my hair stuff, bang bang, and I'm out. No, you start grabbing other things. They come behind you. Here's a basket. Yo, you need a basket? I'm like, yo, you watching me to see if I'm stealing.
Well, and that's right, but she got to protect her servant, and you know where you located, so yes.
So
somebody's stealing.
I get it,
right?
But you're gonna allow that to go.
No, I still be like, yo, stop following me.
But that's not bad service.
It's not bad. That's
protecting what you work
whatever
for.
You invested into to create this, and you making sure like, yo, here, look, like I see what you're doing. But you ain't like this. But when I walk in there, they ain't like this.
Hold on.
Hold up, girl.
We don't disregard the fact that
I got a customer, and she thinks she cute.
When a white person walks into a store, they have carte blanche to go everywhere they want without being followed. But if a black person or a Hispanic person walks in the store, they're followed like they're definitely. I
follow white people sometimes. Right? I act like I work in a store.
Well, no, that's cool. But what I'm saying
make them feel a little uncomfortable.
If you go to a store and you know the store is like that, right? The store will allow a white person to walk through there.
I'm like, did you just eat a grape? Yo, he ate a grape.
You'll let that white person walk through, but you'll hawk black people and Hispanic people, but we'll still service those stores. In
that store I'm talking about, they do it to anybody. It don't matter.
Well, I mean, you live in
like, I mean, yeah, but I mean, they do it to anybody. A lot of them, but nah.
Everybody free game.
Everybody like, I get what you're saying, Tyree. I understand where you're coming from.
We let slide for other people that we won't let slide for ourselves, for our people. You know what I'm saying?
I'll let it slide, but come on, man. It's your business. Ain't you proud to have this as this is yours.
I understand.
Treat it like, I don't care if you mad. I don't care what's going on at home. When you open your business doors, you got other people coming in. You don't know what's going on in their lives. They could be walking in like, I just want to go shopping, have me a great time. I'm going to support my homegirl. She just opened up this store. And sometimes you bring people with you and you just be mad. You be like, I don't even... Did I say that was my own girl? You gotta excuse her. It's kind of like when you bring a friend around.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's how I feel about this. Like I'll support any business. If you don't believe me, I can check on my Facebook.
If you're doing good business, you do.
I will support your business.
Real, they.
I don't care. You talk to me however, man. I'll grab whatever size I bang. If it fit, if it don't, it don't. I went to this.
I'm sorry.
Hold on. I went to the store in Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
I was looking for clothes. At first, the girl was a little rude. I start cracking jokes. I'm a comedian. Let me see, maybe that'll work. Sometimes you could crack a joke and it'll work.
What store were you?
In some store in the mall, it's like a black-owned store in the mall, whatever. And the girl, like the one girl, she at the register, she all happy, like putting stuff together. The other girls, it's only 2 of them in the store. And I'm just like, you know what? I was like, I want this outfit, but I couldn't find the picture. And I'm the type of person, I want like weird stuff. I want the weirdest thing you have because I don't want to look like everybody else. It's really crazy. So, and I always want like either we just got this in and we're just getting it out of the box thing. I like to be that girl. Like, what you got in that brush? You like, oh, we're not putting these out yet.
Well, that's what I want to see. Can you pull it out?
Well, I asked you, like I saw you pull one of them out. You looked at it and I want to know, I like what you pulled out the box. Can I see what? No, we're not putting them out yet.
You better check your tone.
Okay, no problem. I walked to the other girl.
Mm-hmm.
I said, I really want to buy that shirt. She pulled out the box. She was like, we're really not putting them out yet. She was like, but what size are you? I was like, well, I'm a medium. I'll take it in a medium. She's like, you gonna try it on? I said, no, just give me a shirt. She's like, matter of fact, she said, there's a skirt back here that'll match that.
That's customer service.
That's
But that's
one or two. I could have walked out with the first experience. I could have said, you know what? I'm out of this store. I don't even want to buy nothing.
We got 8 minutes, 7 minutes.
I know what we got.
I want to speak to Oprah. Oprah goes into a store. Everybody know Oprah can afford anything she wants. She goes into a store to buy something. They tell her that she can't afford what's in here because they don't know that's Oprah.
Exactly.
Instead of saying, you know what, I'm not going to support this store, she buys the store. So you still get money. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Like, we'll get treated by Gucci like we're nothing. But we'll flock to Gucci to buy their stuff.
Then stop wearing Gucci.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, this is what I'm talking about when we're talking about how we're treated by these stores. That's what I mean. Like, you'll go to a store, like a Louis Vuitton store.
I've never been that type of buyer, so that's never really a.
I've been to it because I did this in, where was I? In Vegas.
Remember the Gucci strike?
And they thought I was
We
famous.
strike Gucci,
They offered
and then we
wine
went
and
right back to Gucci. That's what I'm saying. This is what I'm
you
talking about.
boycotted Gucci
But
and then went back to Gucci.
if I go into the store and this little girl has an attitude, I'm never going to shop in that store again. And I'm serious about it.
Yeah.
It ain't you're never.
See,
getting
but
that
I
money
chose
again.
to keep it pushing.
But when you got Louis Vuitton
Then
making fun of you, putting blackface, I don't know if it's Louis Vuitton.
Then what you do is
because it's a
you get a
status symbol, and the brand itself is so ingrained within us. But I'm gonna be real; they've been losing us as far as being patronage because whatever the case is, because of social media now, people that just want great wear, great craftsmanship, because it does make a difference with clothes. They've been going towards some of these African-based designers.
Mm-hmm.
Now here's a true test of that, and why they know that they're losing us is that, what was it, 2 years ago we had a Miss Black Universe, Miss Black USA, I'm like, really, Miss Black team, like all in
why is they all black?
all of a sudden.
Not like we mad, but yeah, come on now. This is the reason why.
Exactly. Then you have Rihanna. She came out with a website which basically propped up all of her and I'll keep it quick. The designers like Michael Kors, Louis Vuittons, and stuff like that. So on her website, she would just pinpoint all these places that you could buy. But I don't know, I haven't been on it since. But I don't think anything was black. But they obviously used her as the token so that they could keep that black dollar coming to them because they realized
but now
that's
she got her own makeup line.
And that she should, but that's another situation with that too, with Naomi Campbell and her. And Rihanna go with the jugular.
We gotta break up
No,
with the
girl,
idea.
make that money. Get what you can.
You have to break up with the idea what they have is the best to get.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Because Gucci is not the best material. Louis Vuitton is not the best material. Their bags are great. Their bag, but
I don't wear none of that. You know where I got this bag from? I don't even know. This is my daughter book bag. This is my daughter book bag.
Thank you for coming in this week.
Yeah, y'all even talk about me. It's like
you talk about you.
Shout out to Ken Jones on my shirt.
You gotta let them know where they can find you.
Yes, PERSIASOUND. Persian sound, Persian like the country, sound like sound, no S, Persian sound, PERSIASOUND.
You guys do that. Yeah, I like that.
We're gonna name it Persian Talk.
Exactly.
We couldn't help her. That's it. She can't come back no more.
Shay?
What up? This your girl, comedian Shay Sasa. Shay Sasa all across the board. Shay Sasa on TikTok. Shay Sasa on Twitter. Shay Sasa on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, you name it.
It's your boy Tyreek Malik, Tyreek Malik, TARIK on Facebook, Beast, BEAST, WPK on Instagram. Break up with those masters, man. You see what I'm wearing? I'm wearing me. From now on, all I'm
You see what I'm wearing? Ken Jones. From now on, I'm rocking only my comedian's gear. So if you got any t-shirts, anything you want to, you know what I'm saying? I'll rock it. I don't care. Let's go.
Ball, but
Shout out.
So we out of here.
Peace out. Peace and love, baby. Have a good night.
Miss Sound, thank you for coming.
Yeah, no problem.
You're right.
I was thinking it's gonna be the whole squad again today. What happened? I guess
This is
rotate.
This is
Okay.
the squad.